Stream is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Here we go. Where's the finger gonna be? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Saturday morning, folks. Thank you so much for the hat redeems. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so happy to be here. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day, and today is another beautiful day. It's so wonderful to have you here. Gee, congratulations on your custom Discord channel. Sijian, did Sijian sing the song? No, Sijian, I don't think Sijian sang the song. Undefined reference and start made. Oh no, Captain Chica, we had a segmentation fault. Captain Chica, I should have used Rust. It's so good to have all you beautiful people here. Craxy, congratulations on your #1. Enjoy your lurk, my friend. Thank you so much for popping in. It's always wonderful to see you here. Tani, I'm so sorry you had a little bit of a typo there. I'm so sorry you had a little bit of typo. Oryx, it's wonderful to have you, my friend. I hope your summer is going well. I hope school wrapped up nicely. That bean water is delicious. I should have used a different linker. I know, it's my own fault, Captain Chica. Right down the tube. Right down the tube. Nerd Waffle, how's it in Canada? How's Canada, my friend? I hope you're staying. Does it get hot in Canada or is it still cool in Canada? My girlfriend's going up to Alberta next week. She's going to a gymnastic retreat, which is going to be super cool. I'm super excited for her. So next Wednesday, I will not be streaming because I'm going to have to drive her. I'm going to be driving her. Yeah, she's going up to Alberta. 8 Pockets, wonderful to see you, my friend. Captain Chica, thank you so much for the linking tips. We'll have to get that figured out at some point. We're going to have to get that figured out. It's hot. Alberta's hot. Good to know. Good to know that Alberta is hot. Captain Nerd Waffle, thank you so much for that. G, probably the same with everyone else, but now ending with G12345. I can change it later, right? Yeah, you can change the name of your channel later. I'm gonna add that in there. Congratulations on your Discord channel, G. Folks, if you didn't know, for 100,000 channel points, you can get your own custom Discord channel. I don't know how many times I'm gonna let that happen. It's gonna, because I don't want to have too many. I put it high enough to make it sure that not too many people could get it, but we're probably gonna limit it. At some point, there's gonna be too many, so we'll have to stop. So if you really want one, start saving for it. Patrick, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. Res1 Coder, it's wonderful to see you, my friend. How have you been? What have you been up to? That Guy Doru, congratulations on your number 9. Great to see you. BK, welcome back to the stream. How you been, my friend? Beautiful FOMO marketing strategy. Yeah, gotta keep people from spending it on those hats. Gotta keep my neck safe, you know. It's wonderful to have everyone here. I could have a Discord channel, but I could also have 50 hats. You have 100,000 points. Is that 50 hats? Is that right? I feel like it's... I can't do math right. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. 100,000. Hang on, I gotta do the math here because my brain isn't big enough. You could have 200 hats, Tani. 200 hats for that many points. Oh, plus the 1,500 bonus. I see. Going with the bonus hat. Canada Day is July 1st. It's on Monday, so a lot going on except me. Video games and coding. I didn't know there was a thing called Canada Day. TIL, today I think I actually knew that from last year, but today I remembered. TIR, today I remembered. I have offer for you, Captain, who says, receive custom Linux distro, receive your Discord. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, there's the Discord link. Thank you, Tani, for that. Just in case anyone needs it, I feel like most people who want to be on the Discord, look, folks, I'm not gonna pressure anyone into joining the Discord, but if you don't join, you'll have hell to pay. I'm not gonna pressure anybody into it, but you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. And I'm telling you why. If you're not on the Discord, I'm coming. That's right. I'm gonna get you, Tani. Join your not sequel. Yeah, that's right. All right, folks. What are we working on today? We're making progress on Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. Only a few days left on it, so I'm not going to try and get anybody else to join unless they really, really want to. You got a weekend left on it. It's going to go to a bus stop and ask people, do you like Discord? Look, Nerd Waffle. I didn't go to the bus stop asking people if they liked math. The guy at the bus stop asked me if I liked math, and that was a mistake to tell them how much I loved math. It was a big mistake. But here's what we have so far. So we're working on an isometric platformer here. We've got Bean Water. We got Dark Fuel here. Dramox, welcome back to the stream. We got, let me add that channel in a sec. So we added in a button yesterday, so you can press the button, go through the door. So now we can kind of make little puzzles here. We got this, can come over here like that. We've got, I added in, smashes through sliding door. It's like the Kool-Aid guy. Tani, we gotta add in something we can put in the cup, right? So this is teaching the mechanics. So right here we have these platforms that sink. So if there's nothing below it, you gotta be quick. You gotta be fast, Sonic style, to open up this other door. How's your devlog coming? Good question, Infinitani. We'll get one out there. So we open up this door. So that's what we have so far. I'm thinking in this room, he needs bean water to go fast. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is in this first room, we need to create an outlet or something. We need to create something that will pour liquid inside. That's off. It's off. So you got to get, the idea is you're going to come through these rooms like this. You're going to get to this room and there's going to be a power switch that you press in here that turns the power on in the first room, so you can actually get that first hit of bean water. You gotta get that first hit of bean water in this room, and it's gonna give you the ability, it's gonna give you some kind of, I think it's gonna make you jump higher. So we're gonna make this be a little bit higher here. So you can't go down, you can't get into this area, but you're gonna get the bean water. It's gonna make you jump higher, because now you got all that energy to jump higher, and then you'll be able to proceed to the next section like this. So that's the idea I have. Snabble, welcome back to the stream. But yeah, we're gonna try and get the, we have a thing where we can, yeah, it's almost a game. It feels like almost game. Dr. said program was the most difficult branch of math. Interesting. Also playing the new Ribbon Snabble. I saw that and I was so tempted to get it. Ribbon, the original game, was so good. Anyone who played the original Ribbon, it came on discs and you'd have to, there were 4 or 5 discs, you'd have to switch the discs every time you went to a new area. Dental Dan, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Dental Dan, I hope you're doing well. And the last puzzle, I'm playing it now. I have no memory of any puzzles. Yeah, I was thinking I want to go back and play it. I saw someone playing it the other day. It was amazing. They were bigger floppy CDs. They were bigger floppies. Yeah, they were a little bit bigger. They were round. They had a hole in the middle. Looked kind of like, hey, it looked kind of like this. Look. They looked kind of like that. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get this new channel added. G redeemed custom Discord channel, so we're gonna add that in here. We're gonna come on down to this area. Lazamat with the hat. Let's get a hat added to this head. Thank you for the hat. Oh, which side is the front? There's the front. Thank you for the hat. There we go. Is that the pirated Ribbon copy? This is not the pirated Ribbon copy. This is a home recording of Tai Chi Push Hands. This is a home recording of Tai Chi Push Hands, copied onto DVD for me to practice my push hands. Even the floppy disk, you needed like 10 of them to Caesar's Palace back in the 80s. I remember the original Warcraft coming on a bunch of floppies, and then there was a CD version. If you wanted music, you could get a CD version. Myst, I think, also came on discs, but if you bought it on, if you had a CD player, it had music in it as well. That might not be true. I'm not 100% sure on that actually anymore. Okay, we're gonna add in a new channel here. Create category. It's gonna be G1234 area, and then we're gonna drag that up here, and then we're gonna create a channel. All things G12345. There it is. G, congratulations on your brand new Discord channel. Skydriver, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. How the heck have you been, my friend? Thank you for being here. It's wonderful to have you. So great to see. I still have all the floppies, some still work. I bought a floppy disk to USB a few years ago. Nice. Quite young. My first console was PS2. Yeah, back in the day, Tani, we used to use these things called floppy disks. And they looked like this. These were the not so floppy ones. But they came in all different sizes. Here, that picture looked nice for a second, and then it got all shrunk. You see this big, so we had, this was the 3-inch ones. These were the 5-inch ones, and then these were the 7-inch ones. And the interesting thing is the 3-inch ones came later, so they actually held more data than the 5-inch and the 7-inch ones. That don't look like floppy birds. Yeah, we should make a Floppy Bird clone called Floppy Disk, and the disc flops around and it's trying to get into a little computer slot at the end. Oh, that would be fun. I want to make Floppy Disk the game. You stop inflation, you can only have it, so only the top 10 cheddars can available custom channel. We'll probably run out of available of custom channels pretty quick, depending on how many people want it. So the Apple II had the 5-inch one. At school, I remember having the 7-inch one, and then also the 3-inch one. Yeah, so the Apples had the 5-inch one. The C64 used the 5-inch one. Was very jealous of my friend. Yeah. Apple always has to be different. I think a lot of computers had the 5-inch one. It was a pretty common format. I had the old Sierra games would come with the 5-inch floppies. Yeah. And at the end of the game, insert floppy disk A and then do it again to insert floppy disk B and reboot your PC. Exactly, Captain Chica. Well, the interesting thing about the Apple II, when you insert the disk, all right, so you insert the disk, Apple II there was no write protection onto your disks at the time on the 5-inch floppies. There's no write protection. You could just write to it. And there was a little thing that would run when you click it in, it'd run to like get the disk loaded. You type some code in, some command in to run it. You could write these like little viruses that would install themselves onto the floppy disks, and that would like sort of transmit out, because there was nothing to stop you from writing directly to the disk. So kind of like USBs at the time, commonly these days. But yeah, people used to write like kind of interesting little bugs into the programs. You could rewrite the existing programs. Once you installed the game, you just needed the first disk to run, but it was DOS. You also needed to exit Windows or other programs. It depended on the computer, so the Apple II had no hard drive. The Apple II by default had no hard drive, so you always needed the disk in for some of those things. The Atari ST and Amiga used 3-inch one. Yeah. So on the old computers, there was no hard drive. So everything would be off the disk. It would like boot up, and you had like a little bit of a system, but there was no hard drive that you'd use. I had an IBM. Gotcha. Saft. Welcome back, Bruce. I also didn't say hello to you, but Bruce, welcome in. It's great to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you happen to be in the world. It was also recently common to buy software installed on cartridge, really expensive, but load instantly. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. Found a Mac Classic, and I need to find a disc that works with it. Gotcha. What do I want to try and do today? Okay. So I want to add in, we have these buttons here. So we can basically, I want to fix the player controller. I don't know if this is actually something that I have time to do. So you'll notice if I'm running and I press jump, because of the way the character collider is shaped.
Whoa.
Finsifity is raiding us today, you know it. And I'd like to say, welcome Raiders, Finsifity, thank you. Finsifity Cat, thank you so much for the raid. Folks, if you guys don't know Finsifity, hang on, I can do it. Why doesn't tab complete work? Finsifity Cat, be sure to give him some love. See that heart there? See that heart? You're going to want to click on that. Quick, click the heart. Give him some love. Finsifity, how was your stream? Tell us all about it. What were you up to? What were you working on? Were you working on the game jam or something else? Great to see you, Finsifity. Definitely no brain slugs on us. Definitely no brain slugs. We were playing Crab Champions. How was that going? Ooh, that sounds fun. Nami Noms, what a name. I love my Nami Noms. I love my Nami Noms. Thank you for following me. Nami Noms, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Second favorite. Glad to see you. Welcome back. Vish, the really good boy. It's great to see you. Faya Kaya, welcome to the stream. Great to have all you beautiful people here. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. No work today. It's so good. It's like Risk of Rain 2, but insane. Gotcha. So it's sort of like a roguelike shooter game where you're trying to like infinitely gets more difficult as you try and like clear levels. Is it multiplayer? That sounds fun. Thank you so much for the raid again. Wonderful to have you here. We are working on our game for Learn You a Game Jam here. My character controller is a bit odd. The jump, because I'm using physics, I shouldn't have used physics. I should probably be using the Unity's character controller. You'll notice the shape of this guy is a capsule, so it kind of rolls kind of funny when it hits these sharp edges. So when you got to imagine the base of this character's collider is actually round. So as it's coming around this edge here, it will launch it up this direction if it hits on the corner and I'm moving that way, and I want to fix that. So you see how the jump was sort of normal there? I can jump to make that jump, but if I hit the edge, so I'm going to try harder to hit the edge because it keeps happening accidentally. See how I get this like weird boost when I hit the edge that launches me up? I don't want that. I don't want that. So the way I think I want to solve this is by doing gravity on my own, writing the code for gravity. There's a couple ways I could approach it. I think the easiest way is to make implement the gravity on my own. I ended up having to work, so I couldn't finish my game jam stuff. No worries, but I love seeing how far you've gotten. You're just gonna got a rectangle collider. The rectangle collider also won't work because you end up getting like these jagged connections. You get these jagged connections. I want to have this smooth jump arc. So like if we were to look at an old Mega Man game or old other platformers, there's like this smooth jump arc that's programmed in, and I want that smooth arc. And so the reason it's doing this weird thing is because I'm using physics to do it. What if I have my physics freeze the Y position, I won't be able to jump anymore. And instead, I'm gonna program my own gravity in. So for this particular character, I'm gonna say my character is gonna fall automatically and have like a max fall speed, but when I hit jump, I'm gonna control the Y trajectory. I'm actually gonna modify the Y based on an arc that I'm gonna draw out. And then if there's nothing, when it hits the top of that arc, it starts falling. So that is sort of what I want to do. So I can program it a little bit better. This will prevent it, I believe, from doing the weird slidey thing it's been doing. You'll notice it just floats in the air now. I don't think the physics will allow it to move, and I could test it here. Here, let's go. Let's move our player into, there's our player. Ah! Move our player into this other room here so we can test it. I'll move it down. This is fascinating to watch, but let's put our player in this room and see if we can now get the weird sliding thing. So it like won't slide now. Floaty, yeah. Let's move it up a little bit. I want to make sure, I'm pretty sure, yeah, so I can't slide. If I control the Y, it's saying basically the physics system, don't let it slide that way. So I'm gonna manually control the jump arc on my character in this way. So there's some downsides to doing this. The biggest one is I think that doing, like if I wanted to have knockback or things launch my player, it'll be a little bit trickier to do. But I'm gonna go into my player's jump controller like this. And what I want to do is I actually have this raycast I'm using to check if I'm hitting the ground. And if I'm hitting the ground, I'm not gonna move my Y down. Go to Super Mario Parabola jump route. I was thinking that I could actually add in, all right, so we could do that too. We could do that. So what I could do is on my jump controller, what is it called? There's like I can add an arc to my public animation curve jump arc. So I could do this. I could add a jump arc to it and add in, and we can actually draw what we want the jump to look like in the inspector here, which can be kind of cool to do. I've never done this, but I've seen people do it, so we might do that. The mug worked out really well, Finsifty. Yeah, my MP roguelike shooter, but Crab, it's the same guy that did the Crab dance song. Cool, awesome. Second favorite, if you still do a devlog, don't forget to submit. You don't have to finish a game to actually enter the game jam. So what we can do here is in our jump controller, we have a jump arc now. We can actually program a curve. We can say, oh, well, our jump arc looks like this. So we go really fast at first and it slows down at the top. We could also grab this and bring it down like this or whatever. The default one is like this. We could also say we go slow and then we get faster as we jump. We could also have like a smooth curve like this. But I like the idea of doing something like this. This is going to be our jump arc. It says how high, and then we'll have another variable that says how high do we want to be able to jump. Right now I'm calling it jump force, but it says how long is the jump if I hit space? How long does it take to get from here to here? And then we're going to interpolate, we're going to multiply the value in here of how high we should be based on our jump force. So we could do it this way. This could be our jump arc here. And then if we're at the end of our jump arc, we just fall. We come back down here. We have gravity applied to us. We could also make it so that it goes the inverse of this. So we could have, let's insert a point here, add a key. Set 50. Is there an edit key? Let's set this time 0.51, and then this one here, edit key, time 1, value 0. So we could have it look like this as well, and have just like a nice curve that comes up like this. Can I delete? Can I make that not? Interesting that it goes from, I want this to not curve, 0.5. Why is that curved that way? That's super interesting. NerdWaffle, hoping to export my game and upload it today or tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go. Looking forward to it. Makes for a snappier feel that player falling down quickly than it went up. We could try that as well. So this is the jump string. Keep in mind that this is just how fast they go up. So they increasing, this isn't showing the arc of the jump. Notice this isn't showing the arc of the jump. This is showing the acceleration of the jump. So this isn't the apex of the jump. This is their speed increases to here. So like how fast they're going up increases to here, and then it fall. I don't know why Escape is doing this weird thing. And then down here will show that they have no upward power anymore. So then they reach the top of the arc and then they'll start falling. We could do it, there's different ways you could do it as well. Saying like this is the return to their original position. You know what? We could do it that way. We could do it that way. I don't like that this is stuck above 1 here. Oh, that's what I need to do. There we go. So we could do it that way as well. Let's move it to 0.7, and this would be 1. Is there a way to edit the auto? I don't like that. Flat. Let's switch this to flat maybe. Flat. Why is... I wanted to just go straight up. It's very weird. There was a tangents option, I think. Can you set the interpolation type tangent independently? Right tangent, linear. Left tangent, linear. I'm not sure if that actually did it. It looks like it did it. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if we can get the jump to work with this. Cassie, welcome back to the stream. Great stream the other day. I know I was lurking a bit. Cassie, how you doing, folks? You want to check out a new streamer they're on their grind to affiliate. Give them some love. Help them get to affiliate here. They've got the views, just waiting to get the followers. Cassie, how was your stream? Tell us all about it. Thank you for coming back. It's wonderful to have you. But folks, give Cassie some love. Is it Cassie or Casey? Is it Cassie or Casey? Cassie for 1, Casey for 2. 1 or 2. Sorry, I feel like I say it wrong. But it's so wonderful to see you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Also, it's 1, Cassie. Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. Okay, so we're going to add in this jump arc here. What I'm going to do now is we want to set in, so see how it's sort of floating here? We want to add in let's move my animator here. We want to add in code that says if I'm not touching the ground, I'm going to move down towards the ground. Down towards the ground. So we already have this check ground. If we're not on the ground, we're going to move downward. So there's going to be a little bit of a weirdness here. Gonna be a little bit of a weirdness here. The easiest, the maybe even dumb thing to do is going to get our rigid body, player components dot rigid body dot move position. We're just gonna say move down. If there's nothing below us, move down. And so we're gonna take our original position. So I believe we can do player components dot position dot transform dot position dot width y. So we're gonna bring the y down. So there's some weird things we can do with it. Let's do this. I might need to make a new variable for it with y. And then it's player components. Notice how much I have to put dot position dot y minus like 0.1 isn't going to be right because we got to do it by our fixed update. Like 9.8. We could do gravity. We can put some number in. I'm going to create a variable real quick. Public float fall speed. So after we hit the bottom of the arc, what's the maximum fall height? Just let you know, I think you made 2 different channels for me in Discord. I don't think I made 2. I made a category. Oh, I did make 2. Gee, that's super weird. All right, I'm gonna delete one of them. I didn't mean to make 2. All right, geez, there should be only 1 now. Quadratus, the Captain Coder engine for 2025 with visual scripting support and no bloat, so I can build a C64 PS2 Quadratus. Coming soon. Coming soon in the year 2045. 2045, you can hold me to that. It says a lot that I'm a 100% Unreal Engine dev, but most of my SW and game dev followed are Godot users. A lot of people using Godot these days, which is fine, Fall speed. We'll go with 1 for now, and we'll adjust this as we go. The fall speed here. Hang on. Float, new y. Really, this should probably be in its own component called fall. And then we need to have this increase with gravity, but we're gonna do this just for now. Times time dot delta time like this. This isn't gonna quite work. New y. It's gonna be our new position here. Okay. So now we're gonna go down, but there's going to be some distance. We're gonna like float above the ground. I'm pretty sure, Captain, sorry for going off topic, but I just now found out that I can make custom settings for my game in Godot's built-in project singletons. That takes all the risk of malicious injects into, that takes all of the risk away of malicious injects into the game. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to pick your brain on that a little bit more. Sorry for talking about custom settings. I feel like adding that in would add, I don't know exactly how it's done. All right, I'm not falling. Or I'm falling very slow. Hang on. Oh, it's because my rigid body, I can't move my Y position. I thought, oh no. Oh no. Do I have to physically, this is bad. This is bad. Because I can't move my Y with my rigid body. This is not really what I want. Because now I'm not using the physics system. It's because of the rigid body is what I say every day when I struggle to get out of bed. This rigid body. There I go. Now I fall. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that because now technically the movement is happening in the physics check and I'm using physics. This feels like a bad idea. This feels like a bad idea. Let's... Oh boy. Yeah, this feels like a bad idea. Bose Erico codes. Sorry, it comes in all lowercase in the Twitch stream, but on the dashboard, Bose Erico codes. Have you met Bose Erico? I hear Bose codes it up, you know, Bose Erico. Thank you so much for following the captain today. Thank you so much for the follow, Bose. If I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, feel free to correct me. But happy to have you here on this beautiful Saturday. Hope you're having a beautiful Saturday. Come on in, get comfortable. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Fourth Code Monk with the number 15. Welcome back to the stream, Code Monk. I hope you've been well. Also, wonderful to see you, my friend. Okay, so jump started. We no longer are adding a force here. We sort of have to add in, I want to put in a thing that's sort of like perform jump arc. Perform jump arc. And then I need a fall. So this is sort of our fall. I should probably just be using the the character controller, but this is more fun. Private Void fall. All right. And fall looks like this. All right. Fall. Fall like that. So check ground fall. If we're touching something, we is grounded. Okay, so is grounded, we end up breaking the jump a little bit. So like we don't want to fall more than the ground allows us to. We might have to do another ray cast here to make sure, see if we're on something. We got to make the jump happen. We got to make the jump happen. So let's add in a public void. I want to start in, we're going to create a jump coroutine that runs. Yield return null. And we're going to start coroutine jump. What I don't like about this is that it's not going to run in our physics update. Next, new, next. Because it's going to always wait for the next frame. Physics. Can I do a coroutine that only runs during the physics frames? Unity coroutine physics frame. So I want to do like a wait for physics. Physics. I don't think I can do what I want to do. We can have... Yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting. Because I don't want it to happen outside of the physics frame. I don't want to move it outside of the physics frame. Because then you can get weird jitter. I can wait for physics. What do I put here? Yield wait for, what do I put here? Coroutine. When I go to the coroutine here, I don't have a physics, or I don't see one. Mungard, do you know how to do it? Because I do want to wait for a physics frame. Unity, yield, wait, physics. Delay execution, wait for seconds, wait for fixed update, wait for fixed update. Ah, perfect. New, wait for fixed update. We can do a weird thing where we cache this as well. Wait, so that we don't have to construct a new one every frame. So we'll construct one up front and then we wait for the next physics frame like that. And we're gonna say, well, while we're not on the ground, is that sort of what we're going to do? I want to, while true, we need its jump speed. Like, how long is our jump? Okay, so let's create a, let's move this up here. I don't like this being down here. This file is getting a little bit gnarly. Public float jump duration. How long is the jump? 1 second? We'll go with 1 second for now. All right. Float duration equals jump duration. Duration greater than 0, like this. All right, well, our duration is greater than 0. We're gonna do our jump. We will do a... We want to jump immediately. We're gonna find the percentage, float percent. So this is how far through. Mungard, thank you so much for your help, by the way. Points, add, Mungard, 125 points. Thank you so much for the assistance there. Percent is gonna be our duration divided by our jump duration. And it's gonna be 1 minus this. Okay, so jump duration divided by jump duration is going to show us, it's going to start at 1 and then decrease all the way down to 0 until we get to percent is equal to 1. And then we can use that to determine where we should be in our jump itself. And we might want to even put our character up above, move our character up. I'm going to have to adjust the animation as well. So the I cheated with our animation. The animation moves the character actually down while we're moving up. So we can probably do some fiddling with this with the model to make it match this arc as well. We could also wait for the next, we may not do it in the very first frame, I'm not sure. The percentage should be 1 here. So we're gonna have our jump arc dot evaluate percent. And this is gonna give us float arc position like this. And we wanna multiply this by our jump height. So we have it as, we're calling jump force right now. We're gonna bring this way down. We're gonna go way high now. But this is gonna be our arc position. Let's also do float start y, and our start y is gonna get, we're gonna go ahead and get our transform dot position dot y. So this is where we started our jump, and the idea is we want to end up back at this position when we're done. So we're gonna go up and then end up back at this position, and then we have and then we go back to just the normal falling thing here. So we go up. As we're coming down, we need to check, are we hitting anything on the ground? If we are, then we're gonna break out of this thing. We'll do like a yield break. Otherwise, we're gonna keep going until we get to the end, and then we're gonna keep falling after that. So our arc position is this. We'll do a transform dot position dot equals transform dot position dot width y arc position. So this is our arc position. Start y plus our arc position. So it's gonna go up and then down. And at the very end here, transform dot position should be back at our transform dot position dot width y, our original y. So I think we can do a jump here. It's not gonna be perfect just yet. We're gonna keep massaging this. Let's check it out here. Have a sip of coffee while we compile. And then I'm gonna go flying into air, crazy hype. Oh, maybe not. That is interesting how not powerful that jump is. And I think it might be that our fall speed is fighting us. What is going, that is so surprising. We do have this, the tiniest of jump. I think, we certainly, our jump animation wouldn't be playing if we were on the ground. Okay. I'm curious. He's afraid of heights. Something interesting is happening. Am I actually in here? Let's do a little check. Let's do a little check. Fascinating, fascinating. Debug.log arc position. I want to see if our arc position, we should get it several little denotations in here of it. We should be falling, and we need like a boolean that says to break our coroutine. Jammin' Face, how you doing, friend? Welcome back to the stream. Jammin', welcome back. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I just want to see what's going on here. See if I can see a little bit better here. Rio, congratulations on your number 17. Not bad. All right, I need to change that fall speed. Okay, it's always 0. Oh, you know why? I know why. I know why. It's weird that it shows us jumping. I don't understand that. It's because we set jump started, so it brings us down, and then the animation has to play through the whole thing. Okay. We never do the following. Duration minus equals time dot fixed delta time. And should almost be delta time, but I think we can start off saying, oh, we'll go ahead and start 1 off from it. So fixed delta time is constant, and since we're waiting for the fixed update, can't jump. There we go. We went super high. So I saw our position go crazy high. So now our jump height, really I want it to be something like 2. Yeah. Now we have like this really, really perfect arc in our jump duration. We can say, oh, we'll make it 0.25. That's bad. 0.25 is not good. 0.5. There we go. There we go. We come down super fast, and it's just because we're doing, I think, the ground check. Remind you of the Kool-Aid Man? Yeah. A little bit, a little bit. Let's go to a jump height of 3. Okay. I kind of like the fall. It's very Kool-Aid Man now that you mention it. Yeah, yeah. I didn't think of it. Our So Booster or from Super Mario RPG. Yeah. The jump feels really interesting. But now we shouldn't get the. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's the thing I was gonna say. Oh, we need to do a ground check on it now. Because now we just go straight through things, but we won't get the weird, that's right, that's what I was gonna say. So the jump arc feels good-ish. We have to make sure we don't go through things now. Because we're no longer using physics to control it, we need to manually check, are we on top of something? And if we are, we gotta stop the animation. Robotech, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a beautiful day. How's your robot coming along, Robotech? For what it's worth, the jump feels great. I think I want to move this back a little bit. The jump feels pretty great. We're going to go with 0.75 is what I had here. We had a jump force of 3, I think, but we'll be able to really much better control it. Fall speed. This is, I think we did, let's go with 5. Let's see what 5 feels like. 9.8 is probably what we want here. Let's start our player character a little bit higher so we can see what the fall speed feels like. Fall speed of 9.8. Might even be like 30 or something to make it feel right. There we go. So our character will fall in. Let's go with, I'm going to do 9.8 so it feels a little bit floaty. Jump, jump, jump. That's right. Out you shard. Welcome to the stream. What a cool name. Sunny is going well. So am I. How are you and the jam going? It's going really well. I wish I could show it to you, but it's slightly broken right now. We are manually building yeah, I don't like that fall. Let's go with 32. There we go. 32 feels good. We made buttons yesterday. We're manually rewriting the player controller to do the physics, it moves us right through this thing here. We need to, in our jump, we wrote a little, we're writing code here to, this is gonna be our jump arc, our character jump arc here. And we might even move this back. Let me edit this key. Change it to 0.5 here. Ooh, look at how weird this jump's gonna feel now. Yeah, that jump feels super weird, but we're making it so we can do a jump arc here. We might even add a different key, have like a longer, so you could, we're manually writing the jump rather than using physics, so we can do weird things like this. So notice the character like will bobble in the air now when we do it. If I make the jump duration long, we can get them to sort of like have a floating mechanic to it and have them sort of float up and down. So the idea here is we'll be able to add in different sort of jumping mechanics, floating abilities that we can swap out these different keys here for it. So if this is, you know, things are getting crazy here, so it's gonna look really, really weird. But we could do this. Let me change it to 2. You'll be able to see the character sort of jumping, floating in based on that jump arc. So we can swap it out, we can change it out that way. And I really, really like this idea of being able to swap it out. So different liquids in this case will give you different jumping abilities. We do need to make it so that way the player will not do it. That's a mechanically challenged jump. Ooh, that might be an idea. But yeah, I need to make it so that the jump animation ends if we end up on top of something, or if we let go of the jump key, I think I'm gonna make it so that if you're holding the jump key, when you let go of the jump key, it actually will end the jump itself. So there's like a certain amount of the jump that happens no matter what, I think, but if you're holding it down, it lasts the entire duration. So you can get like different jump durations on it. So our code right now looks like this. This is our jump animation. We need to have this, I'm gonna do a private bool box cast ground check. Ooh, maybe I should just do check ground. I kind of hate that I have this here. Check ground is gonna look like this, and it's gonna have an out ray cast hit hit info. Okay. And I need to change this check ground like isn't quite what we want. I need to change this to like ray. Maybe I call this ray cast ground raycast. Yeah, let's do that. Ground. Why is the rename ground raycast? Like this, and then we can do ground raycast like this. Out raycast hit info like this. Okay. Stygian, welcome back. Congratulations on your number 18, my friend. Wonderful to see you again. So what I want to do is, who's Ray and what are they casting exactly? Exactly, Dramulks, exactly. What we're going to do is we're gonna have a ground cast in here. This is kind of why I kind of wanted 2 where I'm like in my jump, if the ground is below us. All right, so I'm gonna say if ground raycast out raycast hit info, and maybe we can do like a second one where we don't have this. So if we're hitting the ground, we're gonna do a yield break. This says just exit this whole thing. I think this exits everything, not just the loop, so it won't update our position. It'll just keep us on the ground there. I think this is gonna work. If the ground is about you, I have some bad news, Dramulks. Oh no. Dramulks has some bad news. Okay. So now Now I'm not moving at all because I start on the ground. So it's like I need something a little bit more, is like at what point I want it to exit Sigyn, I want it to exit this iterator. I want it to exit the coroutine if this happens. Just so you know. Yeah, so I want it to exit the coroutine. We need to know there's a point in our jump arc where we are no longer going up. This is also going to let us move through things above us. Yeah, so we are in our physics frame here. I'm not sure I like this. There's things I like about it. There's things I don't like about it. I could also... I should have maybe saved before I started doing this. Made it like a staged commit. Can always go back to the previous player controller. So we're trying to fix this, the way we interact with like the side of walls. I should probably be using the character controller that's built into Unity for this, but I'm kind of wanting to go through the process myself is sort of what's happening. I only want this to occur if we are a certain amount of the way through our jump, and then did we hit anything above us? This is why I don't necessarily want my fall to be included in this. I'm not sure. If our... Some thoughts here. It's sort of... I only want this to occur if I'm past this key. So the arc key here. Can I evaluate jump arc dot keys? Okay, so I can say get the key. One feels like maybe not the best, but we could look at this. Value time. All right, so we could do this. I'm gonna move this down. We're gonna calculate our percent. We're gonna say if percent greater than or equal to our jump arc first key dot time, and so we're gonna say we're past the top of the jump. We need a summer version for hat command sunglasses, for example. We need some, like, lots of different sunglasses. Maybe, so that's something I think I could get people to, so the hats were really hard to get sent. Sunglasses, Phil, that people send me goofy sunglasses or have a like a sunglass fund. People were wanting to send me hats, but I tried to set it up. It's gonna be really expensive for me to receive hats without giving away my home address, which I really don't want to do. There we go. All right, so let's... Oh no, that was interesting. That didn't quite work. Exactly, Dramulk's not gonna dox myself. Oh boy. This is not working out well, is it? This is not working out well. I wonder if... Oh boy. I wonder if this is worth the effort. So the peel goth chicken. the P.O. box, a big enough, so P.O. box is fine. A P.O. box that can hold a hat is kind of expensive. So a box that a hat can fit in, so the size of the P.O. box becomes a problem for very large things. So I did look into getting a P.O. box when people want to send me hats. So that was the issue. So that's what I was saying, like sunglasses, I could probably do something like that if people want to do sunglasses. I'm wondering if, all right, so now that I'm not using that, yeah, I really like the idea of this jump arc. I'm sad that I am falling through things so easily. P.O. box for board games, that's a thing. That could be a thing. I don't understand what's happening here. If I make it so that we don't actually freeze, yeah, we might just go back and say, this is for PSA 10 first edition Charizard, Goth Chicken. That's what we need. That's what we need. Send me those first edition Charizards, indeed. Makes me a little sad. Because we're also, the collision, the way I was making these work, doesn't work anymore either. Because these were sort of relying on physics to hit the buttons. So I think I just need to go back. I think I need to roll back my changes to my player controller here. Because this is not going to work without extreme effort. Oh, this is too bad. I'm wondering if I can do it with the physics system. All right, let's do a stash. All right, I want to commit. The door prefab has something real in it. I hope my sample scene, I think I modified my sample scene as well. Yeah. Sure, update door. I think this was adding an opacity to some of the doors. Let's do a git stash. All right, let's see how much that breaks. So Goth Chicken, let me show you the bug. We'll reload. Let me show you the issue I'm running into. So I'm using it as just like a regular rigid body. Watch the character. The character is using a capsule collider. Aries, welcome into the stream. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Is using a there's a couple things. I would love to be able to add in more interesting jumps without just saying jump higher, like adding it. So I think we can still do it, but I have to use the rigid body move instead. We'll be going for another 2 hours, BK, yeah. Because we're a capsule collider, notice the jump as I come across a sharp edge, the bottom of the arc catches and it like launches the player up. Yeah, so Goth Chicken, I should probably be switching to Unity's character controller. Aries, glad you're doing well.
Whoa.
The Dev Dad with the raid, holy cannoli. Welcome in the Dev Dad. How are you today? You know you're great, you're grand, you're wonderful. The Dev Dad raiding us. Dev Dad, folks, if you guys don't know the Dev Dad, go check him out. He's making a social media habit forming app. It's an app all about getting healthier, forming healthy habits, exercise, socialization, doing the things you need to get better. Welcome in, Dev Dad. I know you probably got a raid and run. You're on dad duty. Thank you so much for the raid. Love, love, love having you here. I hope things went well. If you have anything to share with us, please do. But folks, be sure to give the Dev Dad a follow. Be sure to go check out Embedder, because you know you want to embedder yourself. Be sure to update your Twitch commands so that they're not using old emotes. Sounds like a cool app. It's so cool. Cassie, it's awesome. Awesome. Welcome in, Thelbra. Thelbra, welcome back to the stream. It's great to see you again. Also, Burger Man can. What a name, the Burger. You know who can? The Burger Man can. The Burger Man can do it. You know what can? The Burger Man can. The Burger Can Man can follow. Burger Man, Burger Man, Burger Man, thank you so much. We got the Burger Man, because the Burger Man can. Burger Man, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Yeah, so we have this rigid body issue. The characters shouldn't be able to jump this high, but the rigid body is propelling them up in this way. So we're working on making a little game here. So I'm doing Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. The Burger Man can, man. Yeah, it's true. So we're working on Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. Count Oren, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. It's fabulous to see you. And we just have some rigid body issues. I want to do a jump arc thing. You need AI to learn how to play it? Yeah. So it's particularly noticeable on this little puzzle here, where the player, if they hit the edge of this, they shouldn't launch up like that. So they need to time the jump a little bit better, but you'll notice when they hit the edge there, they get launched up into the air, and I don't want that to happen. So I was rewriting this a little bit differently. I think I can still do it rather than using jump add force. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using in our player jump controller, we are adding a force, and instead I think I want to do the same thing where I have the arc, but instead of using add force, I'm gonna move the Y position towards a specific point, and I think that'll work. Turn collider off till the Y is going down on the player. That won't work for the following reason. If I just turn the collider off, when I jump, jumping here, I would just go through this object. I would just go through the object if I did that. There's another thing that's causing it. So there's multiple things that are causing it. I really shouldn't be using a rigid body for my player. That's really what it comes down to. I didn't want my player to stick to walls. All right, so my player's jumping into a wall and they stick to it. So there's several ways to solve this, but really, Cyber Angel, what I want to do is, and you missed it here, let me do the unstash here. Let me do an unstash. Get stash pop. I started rewriting this with my, let's reload it here. We are using Raycast for ground checks. I really want to be able to have different jump abilities. And so I want to be able to create a jump arc like this, where I can specify a jump arc. Too Much Tomato, welcome in. How are you doing on the Game Jam? Too Much Tomato's learning about Godot, folks. Too Much Tomato, how's your Game Jam entry coming along, folks? Be sure to give Too Much Tomato some love. So if I had this set to 32. There we go. So I was trying to add in a jump arc like this, and my idea was, oh, on my rigid body, we're just gonna freeze it here. But then I was running into issues where I can, because I'm not using physics, there's not actually a collision happening here. It actually stops before the collision. And then there's some weird issues where I fall through the world sometimes. Oh my God, it's not gonna happen now. There it goes. So because I stopped using the physics system, and I'm like, it's like half physics, half not, there's issues with that. And so I don't have time to completely rewrite this. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a better hybrid on it. But yeah, the idea being, if I wanted to give you ability where you could jump further or hold it longer, we could have a jump duration that doesn't use physics, that goes up and then you float for a while. Yeah, so I think we're gonna do fake physics, and then I could add in a little bobble to this. So what we could do is we could add in a couple more points. And then at the top, we actually have the character bobble up and down at the top. So I wanna have some sort of arc I can define like this, and we'll see the character bobble in their jump arc. So it's a little hard to see it. Maybe I need to exaggerate. Let's go back here. Let's have the arc exaggerated. So I don't know if you've played Super Mario 2, but Princess Peach has like a little jump arc like this where she bobbles up and down. like that. So I want to be able to do this sort of thing, and physics are going to make it harder to do this. Or if I'm using forces, right, add a force to the y. Instead, I'm going to use physics, but instead of adding a force, I'm going to do the same thing I was doing here, except I'm going to have the y turned back on, and instead of setting the position exactly, I'm going to use the rigid body to set the position, and this should prevent us from moving through things as well. So we're going to go back, we're going to try again. I want to still this was the main chunk of code to do this, and we're going to translate it. So let's do a git stash again, and we're going to put this back in here like this. IEnumerator, I guess we got to use system.collections. We're going to add some stuff in here like this. Let's get this to be just our, 1 second. I'm going to duplicate this to have not an out. Thank you so much for the hat. Let's get a hat added on to my head here. We'll just ignore that. So I have a ground cast, ground ray cast. If we need the info, we can pull it out. We will need it at some point. Saw, thank you for the hat. Let's get a hat added to this stack. How'd I do? How'd I do, Saw? How'd I do? So we'll do this. Let's comment this section out for now, just to make sure we're back in it here. Okay. Reload that script. All right, we got a nice jump. This is just our regular rigid body jump here. And I want to make it not use an add force, and instead we're gonna use a jump arc. So we're gonna add a jump arc back in, and we're gonna use that. And then we should be able to avoid this weird collision thing because we'll be specifically setting the Y position. And I think while we're jumping, we're gonna ignore gravity. So on our player, when we go to jump, we'll just turn gravity off, and, and we're off into space here. Something terrible happened. We're caught off in another room. Can I get back through that exit over there? Maybe. That's hilarious. Because I did something weird, we exited like the room collider for a moment. Well, there is a weird issue that I would like to resolve at some point there. Perfect, ship it. Yeah, when we jump, I'm not going to add a force. Instead, I'm gonna start this coroutine. Start the jump coroutine. Holy moly. BK with the sub, you're welcome. Oh my goodness, BK. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you for joining the crew over on the Ko-fi. You're incredible, my friend. BK is BK Dev working for the Burger King. No. BK Dev, thank you so much for the sub. Love you, man. Thank you so much. Burgerman Can says, went away for 2 minutes, came back, and your hats are multiplying. This is gold. Burgerman Can, you can wear this many hats too. Burgerman Can, you too can give the Captain Coder hat points. Add Burgerman Can 500 for 500 channel points, exclamation point hat, to give the Captain Coder an extra hat. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to give the Captain Coder an extra hat. So this jump here, we come in here. There's other things you can do with the points as well. Burgerman with the hat, Cassie with the hat. We got one hat. One hat. We got, oh, let's do this one. This is one of my favorite hats. 2 hats. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. The Average Goob, welcome back to the stream. Folks, if you guys don't know the Average Goob, one of the sponsors for Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. So go check out Average Goob, then check out Average Game Studios, sponsor of Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam, sponsoring the 3 runner-up prizes here. So $300 to 3 people. The runner-ups will get $100 each. Go check out Average Game Studio. Incredible stuff over there. Average Goob, how you been? How's your entry coming along? I hope it's coming along well. So we're gonna do the same thing here that we were doing before. That's not average at all. I know. It should be called the above average goob. The above average goob is what I always say. So our jump here, let's create a float jump, public float jump duration, 0.75 f, public animation curve jump arc. Moon is, thank you for the lurk. I'm just an average goob though. Look, yeah, we call it's so funny, Goob. We call our dog Goober. She kind of started responding to it. We feel like she's such a goob. That's what we always say. Dev Mashup, I didn't realize you streamed on Saturdays. Dev Mashup, my schedule is a little bit all over the place these days, but if you join the Discord, there's a schedule where you can see where my intended schedule days are. During the summer, this is my intended schedule. It'll show up in your own time. We updated this on the 24th, apparently. I think the update date is wrong there, but I stream every day except for Thursdays. These days, next Wednesday, actually, I'll be on traveling, no stream. So I won't be streaming next Wednesday, but I'll be back after that. This was now updated on 6/29. There we go. Yeah, over on the Discord and the schedule channel, you can find when I intend to stream. It's not perfect, but it's above probably push them over the username character limit. That's probably true. How has the average goob made so many? The supreme goob, that's right. Raul Raul's Ruje, thank you so much for the follow. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. I'm gonna go with Raul. Raul followed me today, and I want to say thank you so much. Raul, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Raul. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. Two Nerdy Nerds, welcome back as well. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And Capta, welcome in. We got so many wonderful people here. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, making my morning wonderful. You guys are too awesome. Too awesome here. So we're gonna have this comment. And instead of setting our transform position, what we want to do is we want to do rigid character, what is it? Character, I'm gonna do this, private rigid body, player components, rigid body, player components dot rigid body, like this. So now I can come down here and say rigid body dot set or dot move position. So we're gonna move towards a thing here using the physics system like this, rather than trying to just move it directly. We're gonna move it using this, and this should try to obey the rules of physics. It shouldn't let me move through things because we're gonna be moving at a slow enough speed. I believe this will not let me move through things. That's what I'm trying to accomplish, at least. What do you have up today? Game Maker 2D Fighter. We're trying to update our jump mechanic, which is a little bit kludgy, to make it feel less kludgy. The average group, this game jam is the longest I've spent on a game in a long time. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you're having fun with it. Kabadra, sorry I missed your minutes. Does someone here know how lights work in fragment shaders? So when many light sources exist, it's per pixel, and it's per pixel. Good question. Snabble might be a good person to ask if he's around. Are you around? Kabadra has a shader question. You might also want to hop on the Discord. Snabble, over on the Discord, I think it's Martin something on the Discord, is I don't want to say shader expert, but anytime I have shader questions, that's the person I ask. All right, let's try. What game are you making, or are you focused on the game jam and not a specific game jam idea? This is the game we're working on. So this is for the game jam. We are making a game where you're a coffee cup. It's a puzzle. It's like an isometric puzzle game. I'm trying to make my jump arc a little bit better. PK with another hat. Let's get another hat added to the stack. Thank you for the hats. There it is. Oh no, this hat doesn't fit on top of that hat. There we go. Thank you for the hat, BK. So I want to, let's edit this key. And it's going to be at time 1, it goes back to 0. Let's make the left tangent linear. Let's add in a key here. We're going to make this key be 0.51. So it goes up to the top. This isn't quite what we want. Free smooth, right tangent. All right, and have it. Ooh, interesting. Hang on. How do I make this both tangents linear? Ah, we could do something like that. That's not what I want. Both tangents free. How do I make them free smooth? There we go. That's what I want. Just for now, just to see it. Getting PTSD from having to know the math behind Bezier curves. Dental Dam, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and being willing to answer questions and help those around you. Thank you for hanging out. Look, this community only exists because of wonderful people like you. Thank you so much for the I need to change the word from donation to something else, but thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your support. You're amazing. Yeah, this stream only exists because of people like you, Dental Dam. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your contributions. I appreciate it so much. All right, our jump strength is too high. Okay, so now this should solve. Yes, that solves the weird problems we were running into. There we go. Oh, let's go. Thank you so much for the hat. Let's get another hat in here. I wish I could stay, but I have to work on my game. Not really to your game jam. Oh, no worries. I'm looking forward to it. Dev Mashup, if you haven't already, I'd love to see what you're working on. Share it on the Discord. Next month, we'll be doing a showcase for non-game jam stuff. So I hope you'll consider joining. I'll be posting more information about it on it later. Lance, thank you for the hat. Let's get another hat added to this stack. Boom. Got to increase the size of my room real quick. There we go. Thank you for the hat, Redeem. There is a loop. Snabble has a question. Mini diffuse light sources. Lance, welcome back, by the way. Thank you so much for the hat. At least in my experience, can be expensive. There might be some smart tricks I don't know of. However, for reflective light, one can fake it that you reflect into a texture with multiple lights. Interesting, but the straightforward approach is to loop over all light sources in the fragment shader, but that can be expensive, but I am not a game shader div. Gotcha. Code distribution of funds, BK, that's right. I was thinking I might add this in. I'm glad we were able to get this jump. That was easy. The jump feels great now. It's like a perfect little arc there. And so we can actually play around with this. We can have different jump arcs as well. So people were suggesting I move this over to 0.71 like this to give it like the nice little, yeah, look at that. Get a nice little jump and then we come down hard. That feels great. Are you going to continue past the game jam? BK, I always feel like I'm going to, and then I'm like, I get to the end, I'm like, whew, what a relaxing spot. This feels like a game I might use in one of my classes, though, to teach students. I might add in visual scripting to it. This jump arc feels so good. Oh, we got it. So the answer, so I always feel like I want to. We got to make it, that's interesting. Okay, so there's some interesting, because the floor platform is moving, we want to wait, because the floor platform moves you with it. There's some weirdness with the floor platform and jumping. They're both trying to move the player. So I think I want to add in something. When you run out of hats, will you switch to sunscreen lotion? Good question. Are you aware about the amount of hats you're carrying? Just a friendly PSA. QN, I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean? Hats? I have, what are you talking about? This is just the way, this is just the shape of my head. Coop, thank you for another hat. Let's get another hat added to the stack. Here we go. Thank you for the hat. Let's do this. All right. All right. There we go. See? Thank you for the hat. QN, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Q, yeah, we got to add in some sunscreen lotion when we run out. That's a good, brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. I love it. Never mind. Good for your neck muscular. Yeah, building up my neck muscular. I should probably talk to a doctor about all these hats. I was thinking I need to incentivize people redeeming things that aren't hats. I was thinking of adding in some workout redeems. People said, how would people feel about that? Would people use it? So I could have my Total Gym set up, and then I could also have my my dumbbells, and then we could have like redeems for curls, shoulder presses, some leg exercises, the different types of exercise that I do. I was thinking we might have some redeems for that, and this could just be the neck exercise. Put another hat on the head. I just did what did I press? Uh-oh. Hang on. Let's go back to our jump controller. This feels pretty good. This feels pretty good. We'll be able to add in a variety of different jump arcs this way as well. Oh, I wanted to make it to where when you let go, yeah, so if you're pressing the jump, it starts it. If you're holding it, okay, we also want to end if you're not holding the jump. All right, so if input dot get key turned, if the user holds down, okay, jump. Or if it's greater than time 1, we can actually change it to just this, I believe. So we stop the jump if you let go, so you have to hold it, but we're gonna make it so that there's like, it will go to a certain amount. Jump is unknown. What is the get button down jump? Oh, get button. And if it's gonna say if it's not held down. This gives me Bonanza Bros 3D vibes. I haven't played that game. You probably should squat, push up, desk stance. Are you already? I'm already at a standing desk. Yeah, already at a standing desk. Casey, QN, thank you so much for the follow. QN. I'd like to thank you for following me now, QN. Welcome to the stream. I'd like to thank you for following. Thank you for following me today. We got QN following me. Welcome to the crew. QN, thank you so much for the follow. So happy to have you here. All right, so now if it's based on if we let go, we start falling. There we go. So if we let go, we fall. So you can sort of time it, but I also want to make sure that, all right, so let's go back in time just a little bit here. This is gonna be get button down. And we're past that initial arc. So you always will go up some amount, but you can end the jump early. So if our button's not down and we're past the first arc, or we could even put in a certain percentage of time and say, well, 0.25%, 25% of the jump has to be completed first. You'll probably stop with singing if you blow up. Well, we're close to singing 4,000 songs. Hang on. That was if the jump button's not down. That's interesting. Something weird here. The and should be Hang on. I've done something terrible. Oh, get button. There we go. Get button down says only during the frame that it was executed. This will say if it's being held. Okay. Irad, welcome back to the stream. How you been? Intensicode. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. It's always wonderful to see you. Handstand push-up. That's what my girlfriend said. My girlfriend said I should have a handstand redeem. And I was going, I can't do a handstand. And she says, try to do a handstand. And I went, this is me trying to do a handstand. I'm literally trying to do a handstand right now. This is as close as I can get to a handstand. Zapped, I don't know if I can do it. When I was younger and I was in Taekwondo, we used to do handstand push-ups, but I'm a very different shape than I was then. Yeah, the hats won't stand. Had to run, but hope you have a great stream. Dev Dad, wonderful stream so far. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your dad duties. Keep being an awesome father, my friend. We'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it very much. There we go. There we go. So you can end the jump if you let go. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. I want to make it so we have to get to the first, a little bit further in the jump. We're going to say 50%. Got to do at least 50%. And maybe I can, let's add in a public float minimum jump duration equals 0.5f. Minimum jump duration, like that. I'm having a lot of fun with the hat room. You may not have enough strength to do a hat stand. Yeah, we can do a hat stand. All right, there we go. There we go. It's feeling good. All right, so now that's interesting. That's really interesting. Oh no. Oh, we had a ground check in there before. That, I think, was part of it. Oh my goodness. I gotta go back in time a little bit more. Hang on, we're gonna go back. Forgot to do this. All right, and raycast. All right, now let's go forward. Shouldn't it be an or raycast? So it should be ground, raycast, or... So if we are hitting ground, we go ahead and stop the jump. Is that right? Now I'm confused. I should have saved when things were looking good. I should have stopped it. Yeah. Hang on. No, go back in time. All right. All right, this was working here. This was working. All right, let's try this, which is where we start going down. Yeah, Keyless would be great, and then we'll take a break because we're about to need to take a break anyway. Okay, sweet. This feels good. All right. Oh, that was the whole issue. I got distracted by a different thing. The jumping while on these is awkward because this platform is moving you down with it. This platform moves you down with it. Thank you for the Q-list redeem. So we're going to come back. We'll fix that after the break. Let's do a quick commit, get status, and git commit -m chore implement jump arc. Let's go ahead and push that up. Let's do a round of Q list. Thank you so much for the Q list. Let's check it out. Let's get that doc cam going. There's my bag, my box of hats, and there's my my sack of dog back there. My dog sack. Dark Fuel, bye fast. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. We're about to play a round of Q-list, courtesy of Skydriver. For anyone who's not familiar with Q-list, Q-list is a Scrabble-like game. So in Q-list, we have these 6-sided dice that we roll, like so. And the goal, and there's no cues, it's called Q-list because there's no cues, because cues would make this game very difficult. In this game, we now need to connect. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough. We only have 2 vowels. Only 2 vowels. We need to connect all of these letters together on a 2D grid to build words. Every word must be at least 3 letters long. So the word two is not a valid word. We have to have 3 letters at least. Mount's gonna be tough because we only have the 2 vowels. So to get enough words coming off that O and U is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Toy might be a good one to use up the Y. So we really need to make the O and the U far from each other, as far from each other as we possibly can, in my mind. We got worst, W-O-R-S-T. Toy is a good one. One, we could do one as well. One is a word in there. Now we're in a little bit of trouble. Story. Story is a good use of that O there. Get that Y up. Womp. So this one might be tough. This one might be tough. You know, walk is another one. We could add in there. Yum is one here. Cut. Cut. We could do a cut somewhere. Yeah. If we get this U further away, we'd do a cut somewhere on there. Won't and muck. Stun. Stun is good. Stun. And then we gotta do mutt. Mutt. We could do a mutt there, and then we got is scory. Scory a word? We're gonna keep it family friendly. We're gonna keep so this is a PG-11 teen stream. No worries though. No worries though. Wonky, wonky, like that. Do wonky. Scott's not a word. Score. There's no E. Scory, story. Scout. Scout is tough though because it uses up our U in a way that makes it very difficult to use the O. Scorn. Scorn. I like scorn. Oh, but that uses our N that we were using in wonky. Scorn. Scum. Ooh, scum is a good word. Can we get back to where we were? So we had storm. No, we didn't have storm. We had, it's donka work. Stock is a word. Town. Tough. Tough. Worm. Worm. Wonky is valid. Can we still get a wonky in here? I can't use wonky. I know wonky is a word. Store. Some other corn. Corn. But we'll use the N again. Storm. Ooh, storm. Okay, storm. Sucked. How we spell sucked? Scut. Cuts. Cuts. Oh, brilliant. Scar. Cuts. You done did it, folks. We got it. We got it. Cuts. Storm. Wonky. Excellent. Excellent job. Could not have done it without you. Let's get this picture. Let's get this added to the Q-list Hall of Fame. Excellent work. This is just telling me I need to make the I want to make this into a multiplayer game that's like an infinite Q-list board that just keeps growing, even on PG-13 mode hard. Well done. Yeah, PG mode. PG-11. This stream is PG-11 teen, folks. All right, let's add this to the Q-list Hall of Fame. Let me get that copied to the clipboard here. We're gonna go over to our Discord. Scarfear, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games. What do you use for your desk cam? It's an InSwan. I'll take a picture, or I can share that information with you. I don't have it saved. Let's add this to our Q-list Hall of Fame. Q-list Hall of Fame, there we go. Be sure to join the Discord if you want to join the fun, see all our daily Q-less mates. You can make a mobile game to kill time in Metro or Train. It exists, so there is a, you can get this as a game. Oh. Thank you for the dopamine, Saw. BitDash, welcome back to the stream. BuyFast, wonderful to have you here. Thank you everybody so much for joining in on that. We did it. Points, add all 500 points to all you beautiful people for helping us solve that puzzle. Skydriver, thank you so much for the redeem. Oops, I hit the dock button again. Let's turn, I think I hit the dock cam, or maybe I never turned it off. Yeah, there's an official mobile app. Let's turn that dock cam off. We got another hat, so we'll save that hat for when I get back. So we're gonna take a quick break here, but I'll give you a hat when we get back. If I forget, remind me. So we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to add a hat for Saw, and then we're gonna keep working on our game here. We're gonna fix the bug. The next bug we gotta fix in this game is our, ooh, cool, I did it. We got to this, when we move down, there's a weird bug when I'm jumping off the top of this platform that I have an idea of how to solve it. But we'll as it's sinking, it gets worse. So, oh, the jump is a little bit difficult there. Let's see if we can. So there's like a weird bug. You see that bug? It's because the platform is and then moving into the ground. That the platform is moving us down. So there's a little bit of an issue, a conflict of it being moved. So we need to prioritize what's allowed to move us. When we jump, we need to detach from that object there. Okay. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna get myself some more bean water, get myself some more, we're gonna hydrate, we're gonna have some fun. Don't go anywhere, Captain Coder will return. All right, everybody, we are back. Captain Coder missed you. Did you miss me? Saul, we're going to get a hat on this head, but first, everyone, I'm going to say that I love you. We're going to get some stretching in. Uros, welcome back to the stream. Coax, great to see you, Smab. It's always a pleasure. Folks, I'm going to encourage you to stand on up with the Captain Coder. Let's get some stretches in. We're going to take care of our bodies. Look, the Captain Coder loves you, which means you should love you. And if you love, you got to love that body. And one way you can love that body is by stretching with the Captain. So I'm going to encourage you to stand on up. Stand on up with me. Get some stretches. And we're going to start off with a nice forearm stretch. Grab those fingertips and you're going to just pull them back until you get a little bit of tension in that forearm. You're just gonna hold it there, working on preventing, this will help prevent carpal tunnel, other repeated stress injuries. Just hold it there nice and taut there. If you feel any pain, stop, it shouldn't hurt. Oh yeah. Nice little stretch there. Hold it there for 5 more seconds. Then we're gonna roll that wrist out, roll that wrist out, roll that wrist, roll that wrist. I'm gonna switch to the other side. Take that other hand, grab those fingers, pull them back until you get a little bit of tension. You're just gonna hold it there for 15 seconds. Oh, Smab, how do you like your Surface Pro? I want one. I really want to get one, but it's hard for me to justify because I feel like I'm gonna just end up on my desktop most of the time anyway. Back before when I was working in person, it seemed like I really wanted one, but now that I work at home, I really like having a desktop. Roll that wrist out. Roll that wrist out. Let's go and get those arms up at the side. We're gonna do a trunk twist. They're great for note-taking. Yeah, I have a Remarkable that I use for note-taking. We're gonna rotate back and forth. Again, if you feel any pain, stop. You don't wanna hurt yourself. You wanna love yourself. Love that body the way it deserves to be loved. Oh yeah. Nice and slow, back and forth. Back and forth. Get those arms up high and lean to the left. Coax, we got 2 hats. Yeah, we got a hat for Son, then we got Coax. We gotta get 2 hats. We're gonna have 3 hats. We're 3 hats in debt here. Nice and slow rotations, back and forth, getting those stretches in. Oh, reach up as high as you can. Get that stretch, get up on your tippy tops. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's go ahead and hinge at the hips. You're gonna hinge at the hips as you bend over, focusing on stretching out that lower back and the glutes here. Lower back and glutes. If you can touch your toes, awesome. If you can't, that's okay. Just getting that nice extension in there. Oh yeah. Feels good, my dog. You have a dog, reach down, pet them. Give that dog a pet. They think that you're doing this for them. We're gonna breathe in for 5 seconds, nice and slow. Slowly hinge up. Bring those shoulders up, back down, and we're gonna roll those shoulders back. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. That's how I feel, Smab. 4, roll them forward. 2, I feel like I can't justify the cost of the Surface Pro. 2, 3, 4, full arms. 2, 3, 4. Oh, shake it out. Shake it out. Thank you everybody so much for joining me in those stretches, for joining me in those, for being here to witness it. 125 points. Oh, you beautiful people. We got 3 hats here. We're gonna get a hat in here for Saw. Thank you so much for the hat, Saw. Let's get a hat in here for Coaxed. And then we got a bonus hat for Coaxed. So we're 3 hats deep, folks. 3 hats deep. Thank you so much for the hats. And we're gonna hop back in. Are you having a, I do use a standing desk. Yeah, so I have a standing desk. It goes up and down. I am standing. We can switch to seated mode. I usually don't sit very much. If I've been standing for like 5 or 6 hours, I'll often sit. But yeah, it goes up and down. Let's move it back up. Move it back up here. But yeah, I use a standing desk. All right. Oh, the stretches were great, Lance. Thank you so much for joining me in those. Okay, so we have this debug log that we're gonna take out here. So we don't have to do the arc position anymore. The bug that I have here is the following. So we move this way. We're using our rigid body move. So it should not allow us to move through things. I think it seemed like that wasn't actually true. Rigid body dot move. Move, collision, move. Moves the rigid position and rotates body to the rotation move position. Moves the kinematic rigid body. Hang on, I want to try something. This may not be exact. The move here may not be what I actually want. That's okay. So what's happening here is there's a conflict in where it's moving this body. So as I'm falling, let's look at what the code for this is. So there is a sinking tile controller. The sinking tile controller is setting the object's position. So the object that's on it, it's actually adjusting its position down as it moves down. And we can take, if we take this out, you'll see why we need this. See why we need this. Otherwise it shows the player is falling. So there's a couple things that we could do to maintain this. We could change it here. The reason I put that I eventually want to be able to put blocks on these things, and you can do things with the blocks below and above them to keep them in position. If I remove this, let me just start my player in that room real quick. We'll move our player to start over here. Okay. If I take that off, you'll notice my player, it doesn't actually sink and my player like thinks it's falling and it comes back up. There's a variety of different things we could do for this. I am thinking of making so we could make it so that the object becomes attached to it. Right now we have this set of objects that are attached, that are on top, and we move these down. We could, Scarface, the idea is you could do that. You could make it be based off weight. It currently doesn't do that. It only does it based on the one thing. I'm realizing that if I were to put the player on top of something on top of that, the player would still look like it's falling. I want, rather than moving the position, we want to sort of ask the object to fall. It says, hey, you should move with this thing if you're supposed to. So I almost want to create a set, rather than being a game object that gets added in. These will be like attached, like an attachable thing, or like a move on a platform. This is the same thing. If I have a moving platform, I want my player to move on it. And then the player knows how to detach from the object itself. So it knows how to detach from the object if it needs to. So when I go to jump, I actually detach. And so the problem that we're running into is that we're updating the position here in a frame, and then we update the position here in a frame, and it doesn't know which one to use, and it does a weird thing where it like starts with one and then we'll move to the other one and get this giant sort of positioning difference with it. So I think I want to add in a script that we can say, hey, if a thing is on top of this that allows me to connect to a platform, then we can add that thing in. So we're gonna create a script. This is like a tiles script. And we're gonna add in, I'm struggling to think of attachable tile attach controller. So a thing that lets us attach a tile. We can attach to a tile. Attached to tile controller might be a better name. Naming is hard. Tile attach to tile controller. I think attached to tile controller feels like maybe a better name. If anyone has a suggestion, let me know. We had a Seinfeld note. I enjoy my sleeping desk a lot. Basically, be lying under the desk sleeping instead of working. It's a nice. Does it have a hammock installed in it? It's a George Costanza. That's right. Mac is the same thing. I got an iMac in 2008 and it was great. The glory days of Final Cut. But I got my MacBook 2020 and I didn't feel worth the cost. I'm a big. I kind of like. I was gonna say a big fan. Attach to tile controller. Mark, congratulations on number 22. Get those points where you can. Exclamation point here, exclamation point daily, same command. Get those bonus points if you can. So this should be called attach to tile controller. Okay. And this is going to have a delegate that we can set. Public action detach, and we're gonna make this detach here. Apparently we can't do this in Unity C#. Because nullables are off. So this, we're gonna have a thing called detach that knows how to detach itself. And then we can also do a thing that says public tile game object attached to. These can be nullable. We do have optional in C#. Unity uses an old version of C#. So the warning I'm getting here is actually saying, hey, the annotation nullable should only be used within a nullable annotation context. And so there's, the answer is yes, but Unity uses an old version of C# because it's related to a tool called Mono, which Unity currently uses to cross-compile to different platforms. What I want to do here now is in our syncing tile controller, rather than having a game object attached to tile controller. This is why this name feels weird. Attached to tile controller. The things that, like, this is why I'm saying attached felt like it might be better. New version of Mono can't WASM at the moment, so they're stuck. Yeah, they're in the process. That guy Doru, Unity is in the process. Also, Mark, welcome to the stream. Unity engineers are currently in the process of transitioning to .NET CLR, and it sounds like they're getting closer and closer. There's been a lot of updates to it. So collision is above. So we also want to say if collision has a get game object get component and is attached to tile controller controller. This is a parentheses here. This is a crazy statement. Then we're going to attach controller like this. There's some more stuff we got to do with it as well. We might not even need this. I think we do. But won't they have the same problem as Godot with .NET for web builds at the moment? So probably. The question, so Zaft, Unity is doing something very different for their compilation to .NET. From what I understand, or not compilation to .NET, their compilation is a little bit. So it's not necessarily an elevator. I want tiles that move around too. The naming is terrible. I'm gonna leave it this way for now. Really, we want to, the detach here, controller.detach is gonna be equal to on top.remove controller. Okay, so we're gonna set the detach. So when we jump, we actually know how to detach this thing from itself. Yeah, Unity does something really interesting when they compile to WASM. They actually compile to C++ first, and then to WASM. So there's an interesting thing that happens there. So I don't know if they'll actually have the same problem as Godot has. Yeah, I'd be curious how Godot Mono compiles to web. Are they using IL to CPP? And I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Should we know that Unity is not using Mono? It's using it's a fork. Let me change that. Unity is using a fork of Mono that they maintain. Unity maintains a completely separate thing. Cyber Angel, thank you so much for the clarification. And they actually, you can use .NET 4, I believe, up in that if statement. Yes. So this creates a variable of this type called controller. So essentially this is saying, it's doing two things. It's saying if it doesn't have this component, this if statement will be false. If it does have this component, call that variable controller. Yeah, so the is uses some pattern matching, so can be very useful. It's annoyingly long here, but it creates this variable. We got detach here. Really, I'm gonna create a thing, public void detach attach to tile controller detach controller. There's a couple things we got to do. So when we do this, controller.detach equals null. We got to get rid of this, and then we want to actually do on top dot remove controller. And there's a little bit more. We say if, I'm gonna put a little if, and it says if this thing was actually in there and we actually removed it, then we do this. We don't want to call it, and we can make this private. All right, and so this will actually become detach controller like this. I'm gonna do private void attach to controller, and attach will say if on top dot add controller, then controller dot detach is going to be this. And addition controller dot attach to is equal to this dot game object. I guess we can just do game object. Controller dot attached equals game equals null. All right. As you do var foo get component. This seems nicer. It's maybe nicer. It feels horrible with the name of this type here. Braxton, how you been, friend? I hope you're doing well. Now down here, we actually want to send a signal. There's going to be a signal that happens called public event. In Godot, they're called signal, and in C# they're called events. It's going to be an event. I can make it a Unity event as well. You do have to override those if you want to use. I don't have to for my hash map if I want it to be only for that specific instance of an object. If I want them to be comparable, be able to compare them to each other, yes, I would need to do that. The default equals in hash code for an object is going to be that specific instance. So it'll say this very specific instance. I don't want to actually be able to compare them. I can make a list or something. Hash set makes it a little bit easier to manage, I think. Make this a Unity event. I'm not sure I want to make it a Unity event, but we'll do it. Game object. This is why I'm a little nervous to make it a game object. Have it attached to, we might change the type of this, on tile moved. So we're gonna send a signal anytime our tile moves. We're gonna actually say, well, it's up to the attached controller to adjust itself. It's up to the attached thing to adjust itself here. Before I get too in, before I do this too much, let's actually attached to tile controller. Call this attached, like this. I feel like this is okay. Let's see if this still works. Let's see if this still works. I got to give my player one of these things. I think there's a little bit of a, I have to actually go look at my rigid body. So my player here, attach. It's almost like this thing can be attachable. Let me look at my code. I think I have an issue in my if statement here. On collision, enter. I think this needs to be the rigid body game. I think this will work fine because it has the rigid body attached. No, the collider is below. I think it's gonna say, I think I have to ask the collider here. I think there's gonna be an error. Oh, it seems to actually work there. All right. Now when we jump, surprised that worked, if I'm being honest. I guess it was able to figure it out. Is nice for stuff like this as well. Returns true if the component exists and uses an out parameter. Oh, it has an out parameter? I didn't know. I feel like maybe I've used that before. Darkman. Great suggestion. Points, add Darkman. Darm. I don't know why it's, there we go. 250 points. Thank you so much for that. So instead, we could try get component, and then you're saying there's an out attach to trial control, and then here I could do var controller. Think you're saying I could do this instead? Ooh, fancy. So we could do this instead. I don't know if I actually like that better or not. It probably is technically like slightly more performant because try get component's gonna have some special logic in it. So there's potentially some performance, minor performance to be had there. Okay. This also probably needs to be on collision stay. Great suggestion there. When I go to jump, I actually need to call detach if it exists. So you'll notice I get the weird thing where I'm not detaching properly. I get the weird spike jump there. So what I want to do is in my player jump controller, in my player, let's go to my player components. This is a terrible public attach to tile controller, attachable. Maybe I should call it attachable and it can attach to a thing. I don't know. This name is horrible. This name is terrible. Game jam. It's a game jam. Let me insert excuse here. Get component attached to tile controller like this. So now my player jump controller, I can say when we start this jump, we can do detach like this. Let's say if I'm attached to something, detach. I think this will solve. This is a kind of a roundabout way of doing this. Uh-oh. It's my player components. Oh, I am attached. Object reference, hang on. So I have an exception. Start code, oh, it's in the coroutine here. Oh, this isn't saying if detach, we want to do this. We only want to call this method if it's not null. That was checking if attach was null. Also, my brain's doing a thing right now where the word attach looks like it's spelled wrong. Attach is spelled this way, but my brain's going, this word looks wrong. I hate when my brain does that. Hate is a funny word. I find it interesting when my brain does that. It happens to a lot of people. JD told us that there was a word for it. I forget what the word was, but it's essentially your brain, like that word's oversaturated or something in your brain hole. All right, now we have a jump. Our jump continues to work. There we go. Now we can jump off of it because it knows how to do brain fart. Brain fart sounds correct too. There we go. All right, we can detach ourselves and we've solved that minor issue. So our platforms. I also have a feeling sometimes, and I wait to see if the editor marks it as a typo. Yeah. All right. So this is the first time the player's introduced to these platforms, and so they will find that, oh, I can't make that jump. I got to do it quickly to get up here. Okay. I was also thinking about making it so that way there's actually, this door is open when you first come into this room, so you can just bypass this, but in the next room, there is you press the green thing to open a section in here instead. And I thought that might be interesting, so it forces you to go back. You learn that, hey, I can go back to stuff. All right, we got it. Let's do a commit. Let's get that committed up here. Git add. Hola, Sock the dev. What a great name, Sock. You're here. Hola. Hola, humans. Are you a sock? So you're not a human. You're hello, Sock. Are these public repos? This is public, so it's all open source here. Everything I've made everything from scratch for this, so it can be open source. Git commit m chore implement chore implement attached to tile controller. All right, so we can have other things attached to it. Git push this up there. So we got it in there. Yeah, so you can go find it there. This specific one, I should create a command for it. This specific one here, but pretty much everything we do on Learn You a Godot is not right. This is Learn You a Game Jam. Should be the first one here. But yeah, if you want to see the source code for this, you can find it here. My goal for this game jam was to learn about 3D modeling. And so I've actually, all of the models in this game, I 3D modeled in Blender. We got to fix this door to be a different transparent door, I think. All right, let's move our player back to beginning. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Semantic satiation, that's what it was. I have a big fight with conventional commit and how chore can implement with conventional commit and how chore. Captain Cheek, I don't understand. Really, I should probably be doing feet. I've just been super lazy on this. Bypass, the game looks pretty good. It's simple, but looks well designed. Ship it, yeah. We've been working on it for a little under 2 weeks now. A little under 2 weeks, but yeah, we're making a little puzzle platformer. A lot of the time was spent making our cup model in Blender and doing the animations. Chores for, yeah, Scar, I'm abusing it. I'm not using it correctly. Chore should not be for making code changes. Chore should be for modifying config files. But yeah, we've been working on this for about 2 weeks. Wednesday will be 2 weeks. So the game jam is 2 weeks long. We just started Byfask. Thank you so much for the follow. Byfask. Oh, Byfask. Thank you for following me today. We got Byfask. Yes, Byfask. Welcome to the family. You know, we also have the Sock Dev who followed us. Sock Dev, you're great, you're awesome-us. Byfask and Sock Dev, thank you so much for being here. You can call me Socks. Socks, I'll call you Socks. Perfect. Let me add a little note. Well, they changed the interface. There used to be an option. You know what? I bet that's, all right, that's okay. There's a plugin I need to install that lets me add in notes to people. I changed browsers recently. Okay. All right, so the question is, what do we want to add in next? The big part in this game jam, I I don't know what this is coming from. Let's get rid of this debug statement. Ah, there we go. Oh, there's something really annoying here. I don't know what's going on with this. I can go fix it though. The syncing platform, for some reason. Yeah, so this is for Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam. There's 4 days left. 4 days left, so we still have a little bit of time. This platform stops when it hits the ground. For some reason, this platform wants to sink in, and I don't know why. I don't understand why. I also need to make it so you can't just jump up here. So I think I need to make a little bit of a delay on the return up. Otherwise, you can just jump up and get to this button like that. Which I don't like, so I'll need to fix that. It's not related to the same color. It's not detecting the collision properly. So if I go to this particular object, it's in this room, and the sinking tile is this one. For some reason, is that right? For some reason, the size of this box, yeah, needs to be this, and I don't understand. I don't understand this. It's the collision detection, or maybe I need to change the check distance. Change this back to 0. Yeah, the check distance. Oh, I can just change the check distance, I suppose. It's like moving through the ground before it gets there. Okay, we can fix that. We can fix that. Okay. That is not a TwitchCon, the Lorenzo Zone. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, I'm not at TwitchCon. A lot of people. Yeah, I do like that. So my sinking tile, we need to just change the distance of this check a little bit. Let's apply this to all of our sinking tiles. We're gonna update, apply to our prefab. All right, that fixed it. I don't quite understand, but basically it was moving fast enough that it moved through the ground before the ray cast happened. And that should fix it now. I want to make, nope. Now this one's broken. Nope, now they're both broken. What? I guess 0.15 is not enough. All right, we'll set it to, I can make it like extremely large. All right, let's come back in here. Set it to prefab. Just for safety, we'll do 0.5. I don't understand. Let's exit prefab mode. I'm a little confused by that. Okay. What I want to do, I think our jump is a little bit too, we can jump too far. I think I want to change the orientation of it. I want to make our jump, so I want to make it so the character gets different abilities based on the liquid that's inside of it. And so the whole reason I redid our jump controller so I have more finite control over it, so we can adjust the jump duration a little bit. So I want to make it so we can't make this jump to start, but we'll get an ability that lets us jump further. So I can still make that jump a little bit, but it's much harder. So I want to make it so that we get an ability that lets us jump further. All right. Sorry, I get distracted sometimes. Okay, so before I do that, let's get this room set. Let's fix these tiles. I want to have a delay before it starts going back up. I want to have a delay before it starts going back up on our sinking tile. So this is our sink here, and I'm going to make it so that way when the player is no longer on it, when we exit here, we want to check whether or not, like, we want a duration of time where it doesn't go back up. So if we have stuff on it, it's sinking. Else, we're gonna check if we should be floating. So right here, I'm gonna put in if, so when we remove the last thing, really we should call detach controller here. If we've detached the last thing, so when I add another if that says if on top, and we potentially call these attached, dot count is equal to 0. So if there's nothing left on top of this thing, we want to basically say, okay, take a moment before you start going up, and I'm gonna add in a public float delay for like float delay. We're gonna set it to 0.25. So after 0.25 seconds, it'll start floating back up. Okay. We need another variable. Private float start float in. Set it to 0. And it's a private variable. Let's name it appropriately. If there's nothing on top of it, start float in is going to be equal to float delay. And then when we do a float, we will say if float start float in is greater than 0, start float in minus equals time dot fixed delta time. So this is during a physics update, and then we return. We can also just do it like this. So we're going to reduce that time and pull it down. So that number will always be decreasing. So this should add in a little bit of a delay for it. Let's give it a shot. The idea is to add in a little bit of a delay. So the player can't just keep jumping and get it to come back up. All right, so we're gonna get this button. So there's a little bit of a delay. Let's make it a little bit longer. Let's go to our syncing tile. 0.25 isn't enough. 0.5, it probably should be the duration of our jump. Yeah. So now it's much harder to come back up. We could actually make it even wait a little bit longer, but like yeah. So let's do 1 whole second. So we have to get off of it for it to go back up. Okay. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna update our prefab here. In my code, I'm gonna make it so the default. Let's move that variable. Make it continue to fall once it starts falling. Oh, make it go all the way down, and when it hits the bottom, come back up. Ooh, that's an idea, Scar. That could be interesting. Make it where it has to go all the way down. I think that might... We could think about that idea. I like the 1 here as the default. Let's go into our prefab mode. We'll make this a 1. Like this. We'll come back. I think for a different type of puzzle, that might be good. The idea is I don't want it to take too long for the puzzle to reset for the player. I don't know that it would be detrimental to do that. So I can't make that jump immediately, and I can't just stand on this trying to get it to go back up. So I gotta jump pretty quickly. All right, cool. So I can make it. I can almost jump over this wall. Oh, that bug that I was trying to fix seems to still exist, which is interesting. Or maybe not. Maybe I just got a good. I like that. That feels cool. So we can get to this button and open this door. Okay, I'm gonna save. I added in a delay, get status, get add, get commit -m chore. Easter egg for speedrunners, yeah. This is a feature. I shouldn't just be doing chore. Feature, implement delay for implement float delay on syncing tiles. Push that up. What I was saying is I wanted to make it so that we have different. I'm gonna redesign this room here. I'm gonna put the button over here. So it doesn't. The reason I put the button one spot further for scope, subscope, type XYZ. Captain Chica, yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it as well. I think consistency with your team is what's the most important thing to do. All right, so I want to change our jump a little bit. So let's work on this room. Let's work on this room. I want to reverse these. Okay, so I'm going to take our blocks here. I currently have my room as not editable. So let's make this room editable. Oh, that's room 1. Room 2 here. All right. I want to swap the orientation of these so that it's going this way. And I want to put my button here. So you have to jump up, climb up, and jump to the button on this part. I want to make it so we can't reach it here. The button will be too far, but we can reach it here. So I want to play around with our jump variable to make it, yeah, so we can have this door here. We come up here. I won't want to be able to make that jump. All right, so let's play around with these numbers a little bit. So my default player jump, there's a couple things I can do. I think making the jump duration 0.5 was almost correct. It's like I can still make that jump. The jump feels, and I think the height needs to be a little bit lower with the shorter jump like that. So I can still make it up here. Maybe I make it so I don't go as high. Because I can still make that jump a little bit. So it almost needs to be, yeah, that's disappointing. If I try really hard, I can make the jump. If I get right on the edge. The jump feels so funny now. It's because it's shorter. It's such a shorter jump. If I do a 2, can I still make it? I think I still can make the jump out of 2. Maybe not. Yeah, I can still make it. I really don't want to shorten it more than that. Do I... Now I don't know if I can actually jump up on these yet. It needs to be a 2 to be able to make it up onto these. 2.5. Maybe I just put the thing I'm trying to make it so you get to, put it further than, all right, now I'm having trouble getting to it. I think I should still be able to make it if I try hard enough. So what I could do is I can make it so you could just jump much further on the next jump. Jump duration. Good morning, coffee. So our jump is so springy there, like that. Well, I could slow the player down. That's what I could do. I could make the player speed slower. And so then, that's what I do. Make the player speed slower so that way we can't jump as far. All right, so I leave the jump the way it is. 2.5 actually feels quite good. So you see how like far I'm in the air? If I slow the player down, they won't be able to make that jump. Let's try that. Here again, congratulations on 23, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We're continuing to work on Dark Fuel and the quest for the golden beans. Quest for the golden bean. So in our player here, yeah, let's change the speed to 15. Now I think I can make that. Oh, that's too bad. Let's do 15 and 0.65. All right, I think that might be enough to make it so I can't make these jumps. Can still make it. 12. I don't want it to be too slow. Popcorn, it's been a while. It's been so long since you've been here. How the heck have you been? There we go. Now I definitely can't make it. Let's do 0.75 again. We got a little bit of a... I think I'm just used to the speed. 12 feels so sluggish. Yeah. Popcorn, you multi-hatted beauty. You multi-talented beauty. Welcome to the stream. It's great to see you. I hope you've been well. I feel like it's been a while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Dodging the IRS. Oh my goodness. Well, it's great to see you. I hope it hasn't been too stressful. I hope things, if that's what you want your life to be, that's fine. I hope things are as good for you as possible. So I hope things are the way you want them to be. All right, so there we go. We're just gonna slow the player down to start so they won't be able to make that jump. All right, so I can't make that jump, so I'll make this room and we'll put that a little bit closer. Yeah, we'll put it a little bit closer. You'll see here that gravity. This is the game we're making for the game jam. Yeah, so for Captain Coders Learn You a Game Jam. No stress at all. Awesome. Just me and the ducks, ants in the trees, lots of coding. Awesome. Awesome. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So my goal for this game jam was to learn how to do 3D modeling. So I've done all of the 3D models in this game, including our coffee cup here. So this is Dark Fuel. You may recognize Dark Fuel from our intro screen. And so we made a Dark Fuel here. A winning entry for the jam. I don't know if that's true. This game's not super playable just yet. Let's move this over. My dog wants out of the room. Hang on. You want out of the room, Hazel? You want out? No? You just want me to play with you. That's what you want. That's okay. I'll play with you in about 20 minutes, okay? We'll stop streaming in about 20 minutes. Oh boy, look at her. Look at her go. She's dead. Play with me, please. Play with me. I'm sorry, Hazel baby. She's getting antsy. We're probably gonna have to stop the stream. Usually I go a little bit longer on Saturday, but it's so hot. We gotta go on walks in the morning. I didn't take her on a walk before the stream today. Hazel, yeah, she's a cutie. She's a cutie. All right, let's make sure we can go get this now. Boom. All right, and this is going to affect... All right, so we can get that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this now. I don't know if I move fast enough. Yeah. So this will have to be slightly different of a puzzle or a little room here with the sinking. Yeah, so we're doing a isometric perspective, which I think will be fun for people. We can make it here. This, I think we're gonna, let me make it this so we can edit these rooms. I think I need to move this over one and down just a hair here. Let's see if we can get to that. Now she wants out of the room. She's like, you paid attention to me. And, oh, she's like a goose. She has this honk she does. Oh. All right, let's see if we can make this jump now. There we go. So we can get up there. I thought we solved that. Apparently not. I think it's right over. I'm gonna lose my mind with these things. The raycast. That one works. Oh, I don't like that I can make that jump now from there. That is annoying. Let's try moving it up a little bit. It is moving through the ground there for a reason I'm not quite sure I understand. Some weird, when you're doing physics, things get kind of funky. Anti-Jacob, welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. Oh, let me just go back up. Oh, my jump speed is... Okay, so we can make that if I do that. Okay, it doesn't go into the ground there. What's going on with these? Do I need to just increase something? All right, it feels good. Feels not bad. Yeah, this is me. The reason I did isometric is I didn't want to deal with having to implement a camera controller. Anti-Jacob, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. Anti-Jacob, thank you for following me today. Anti-Jacob, how's it going? Heard you around, didn't, heard of you around, didn't realize you used Unity. Sometimes, so I'd say I'm most familiar with Unity if I'm doing a web build for my game. I use Unity. I trust Unity's web builds. Godot 4 is not quite there yet. And so, so that's the main reason I'm using Unity right now. It's the main reason I haven't gone deeper on Godot. It's the main reason I haven't gone deeper with Godot. I've had a lot of fun with Godot, but the web builds are a little bit chunky, janky. I'm not sure what the right, wonky is the best word. I'm gonna let my dog out of the room. Hang on. Hazel, let's let you out of the room, okay? You want out? She took... What do you want from me? She just wanted to stop streaming, Dad. Oh, poor baby. We might need to take a dog break. Oh, I'm sorry. We might need to take a dog break just to give her some love. I'm probably going to wrap up in about 20 minutes, so I think she'll be okay. That everything is pretty good here in 2024. Nice. I redeemed a hug for the pup above, worth 2,000 points, I say. Yeah, we should do a hug for pup from Lance. There's another mug. I feel like the next jam, Dark Fuel and Light Fuel. The other one's name is Bean Water. Is what we named it a while ago. It doesn't support C# builds for web. That's right. Godot 4 doesn't. Okay. There's such an interesting little jump thing I can get. I can do this jump because I'm higher, I can actually jump off the top of that and go pretty high, which is kind of cool. I want to set the maximum falling rate as well of my player. Oh. There we go. All right, so I want to make sure that we can get that jump. It might be, I might need to move, I might need to do something just to make, I don't want to make it too hard. I might need to do this. And maybe make this a little bit longer. This is my Learn You a Game Jam entry, Anti-Cup. Anti-J-Cup. What a name. It's a funny name. This is going to be my entry for Learn You a Game Jam. I'm learning about 3D modeling and 3D animation. So a lot of this, so for example, this button is actually a 3D animation we made in Blender. Add shooting to your Cuphead. And you have add shooting and you have Cuphead. That's right. Okay, we can make it. All right, so make these a little bit easier to get onto. Then we can make that jump. Sweet. Okay, pretty happy with that. I don't want this to be too hard, is really what I'm going for. So I want to make sure people... Game Jam games you want to be easy. You want them to be easy for people. If I make it too hard, especially right off the bat. Basically, Jacob, gotcha, Anti-Jacob. That's funny. I'm gonna duplicate this. Really, I can make this longer, actually. And then, there we go. Now it won't feel so bad. It's probably actually easy enough. I just find that there's a bug I need to fix with that. That's an annoying little bug that I have. There we go. All right, I think I'm gonna make this both of these long block pieces. All right. And then we'll maybe make them tiled. Maybe not. But let's grab this face and pull it out. Grab this face and pull it out. Like that. There's a bug I have based on the way I change my room transitions. There we go. All right, I really like that. So if you're not fast, you might not realize, oh, I need to get on that. The idea is to introduce the mechanic in a very low stakes way to where you see the mechanic happening and you still can solve it. You're like, oh, okay, that my platforms move if there's nothing beneath them. I have platforms that can sync when I'm on them. You're doing Souls-like game jam. Are you doing the Souls-like game jam? Yeah, thank you so much, Anti-J-Cup. We've had a lot. You are a good game designer. This is it's a skill I've learned over a couple years by making games that I think are awesome, and then no one can play them. It's always a little. So if you go look at my Captain Coder itch, I have a lot of games here that are basically unplayable. They're not all here. What's interesting is we don't have them all here. I have a lot of unplayable games. This game I love. This was like my first game jam. One of my first game jams as an adult. I love this game. I had so much fun making it, but no one can figure this game out. This game is impossible to figure out. Yeah, so this was Ford Pixel Jam. This is the first game jam I did on itch. Okay, and so like the idea was this was like an original Tamagotchi. These are the only buttons you have, and that was a mistake. I should have made it a lot more intuitive, but I was going for like the realism of a Tamagotchi. So we have like these buttons that do stuff, and no one was able to figure it out. I did terrible. People that took the time to figure it out enjoyed it. But yeah, we made this like heroes are not born, they're hatched. This was like not the hero or something like that. And so the idea was you were raising the hero. And the different things you can feed it. And the idea is, the concept I really like, the execution is hard. The idea is you want to maintain these values. All right, so your baby has energy, nutrition, satiation, strength, speed, intelligence. And eventually, if you feed your baby enough and you keep them happy, they will evolve into... All right, let's feed it more apples. We don't want to overfeed it. If satiation gets too high, your baby gets overfed and they start crying. It looks like they're about to go to sleep, actually. Yeah, so they're... So I did all the art for this, too. This was my first time doing pixel art. So they're gonna sleep until their energy is restored. When their energy each reaches 0, they go to sleep. We can increase the speed here. I think. Yeah. So we get them, they'll wake up now. So we can wait for the energy to come back. Okay. We gotta wait for the satiation to go down. All right, to be able to feed them again. Well, let me overfeed them real quick so you can see what happens when we overfeed them. So feed them a bunch of apples. They start crying. Oh no, it went to sleep. It did get overfed though. I did overfeed it. So the concept of this is really cool. And then there's 3 different heroes it can evolve into. I'm trying to get to the point where we can actually see that. But the idea is you want to just keep... But you can imagine someone coming into this game not knowing about Tamagotchis, not knowing about the digital era of games, or not of games, of like pet raising. Right, we almost got enough nutrition. It's asleep, so I can't feed it. Oh, I overfed it, now it's crying. The baby's crying, but it turns into like a teenager. It turns into a teenager and you gotta do the training. I'm doing a speed run here so you can see. And then there's 3 different final forms it can take and can turn into a like Incredible Hulk-like thing. It turned into foie gras. Oh no, don't turn it into foie gras. Exactly, Anti-J-Cup. This actually follows like how the Tamagotchis work. They have like 3 buttons that each have like a control. No one was able to figure this out. I really like the presentation, very clever, make it Tamagotchi shot, really nice game. I didn't expect to really. Some people liked it. I think it did relatively poor though. Just because the interactions were difficult. People couldn't figure out what to do. It's like, what effects am I having? It's really a like, it's sort of like a resource management game at the end of the day. We're popcorn. We're gonna hold off on that one a little bit. Yeah, we're PG-11 teen. I know you didn't mean anything by that. I think it's a funny statement. I am Cricket. We're having fun. We're playing the Pocket Hero. Oh, it's saying it's hungry. Let's feed it. All right, so it got enough nutrition. Now it evolved into a teenager. It's fine. It's fine. Evolved into a teenager. Now we can train and feed. So we're gonna train. Let's have it lift weights. Oh yeah. Well, I have it going too fast, so like you can't see it. Let's see if we can turn the speed down to normal and get back out here. So we can train it, lift weights. And so lifting weights will increase the strength. We can also train, have it go jogging. We can train it and have it study. So it's probably complaining that it needs food or something. I don't know why it keeps coming back here. Nutrition's low. All right, let's feed it some. There, the hero eats. I love the animation there. The baby should have started lifting weights. That's right. We evolved into a teenager. I'm listening. All right, let's see if I can train it to. My favorite. There's 3 different creatures, superheroes that can evolve into: an acrobatic, a Hulk, and like a wizard. So the speed is getting high, and it's based on at the end how much these stats are, where the stats end up being. Let's train. Let's go to weights. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at him go. Look at him go. Getting beefy. All right, let's turn the speed up here. So we can watch it. So our strength goes up, our nutrition goes down. We need to feed our hero. Let's get him some beef. Hang on, can I get to my stats here? So we watch the energy go up. Okay, and then let's train some more. Hang on, give him some fish. Train, do some jogging. So really the game is selecting a thing and then watching these stats move is the real game. So figuring out how the game works, like what is going on, is a challenge. This is like so confusing. If you don't know what anything's doing, it makes no sense. There's nothing guiding you. You see these dots. What do these dots mean? What the heck is going on here? No one knows. All right. I can't remember how to get the final. I think we got to get the nutrition up. Let's feed it apples. Apples. Eat. Yeah. Nutrition we want to get up to max. I think once the nutrition is maxed out, that's when it evolves. Let's see what happens. Eat more apples. Do I need to feed it something different? Maybe I'm not feeding it fast enough. Fish. Eat. Oh, it's saturated. Oh, it can't eat if it has too much saturation. I gotta wait for the saturation to go down. Like it played plus stat. Yeah, exactly. Anti-J-Cup. We would need to have a lot of more feedback to the user, right? Make it easy to use, make the feedback interesting. This idea I really liked. The user experience is bad. The user has no idea what's happening when they do these things. Like nothing makes sense. All right. Can I feed it more apples? Lad, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I want to get this to evolve. More apples. Satiation is too high. Alright, wait for the satiation to go down. Alright, it's not maxed out now. Apple. Too high. I really want to... Oh, wait, to make it use up, I need to have it do a training to... I remember... See, here's... Even I can't remember. I know, you're... Welcome to the stream is what I should say. Welcome to the stream. This is your first time here. Great, welcome in. Welcome to Captain Coder Academy. I think if it was dual screen, it would be easier. Yeah, Smab, it needs so much more. I was so focused on it. Go for it, Slad. All right, so now that I'm moving, I use up my energy. Okay. So there's like, the feedback to the user is just bad. Oh. How do I get my nutrition up? So that's it's a balancing act. I can't get my nutrition up now because I'm oversaturated. And then, all right, I gotta turn the speed down, I think, because things are going so fast, the nutrition's going down. Let's lift weights and watch. Hopefully our satiation will go down and we can eat some more nutrition. A locket-shaped Tamagotchi is a brilliant idea, Smab. Have it open up. Yeah. All right, so our nutrition. Oh, we're gonna evolve. Come on. Our nutrition is so close. All right, let's train to get that to go down. Jog. Go down saturation. Oh, my nutrition's going down. Feed. I'm pretty sure the apple gives the most nutrition. See, these are things that make no sense, right? I can't figure it out 2 hours later. I really want to see the final forms. All right, saturation's too high. Let's lift weights. Looked like weights was making my saturation go down faster than my nutrition. There it goes. Yeah, lifting weights is making my saturation go down. I named the game after myself, Hero. Yeah. What's your dream games? Lad asked, what's my dream game? That's an interesting question. Like, to make? Like, make my own dream game? Or do you just like the game that I wish I could play? Could you give me a little bit more clarification on your question? This game's just impossible to figure out, and the frustration for people is real. All right. Can we... Maybe this isn't how we evolve. How do we get him to turn into a hero? All right, let's read that. To grow up, to become a hero, your alien must spend as much time as possible training. Oh, okay, so apparently I haven't trained enough. Let's study. The study is hilarious. This animation was really hard to do. Alright, I'm probably hungry now. There we go, we're evolving! I turned into an acrobat. So this is what happens. You evolve into a final form. So I made, like, now you're an actual hero. The idea is you gotta turn into a hero. So it's short if you know how to do it. Otherwise it's frustrating and you can't figure it out. There's no way to beat it. Unless you know the rules, and the rules are very convoluted. Very convoluted. But there's 3 different, and I think we have this on GitHub as well. There's 3 different things you can evolve into. It's probably under my non-Captain Coder repositories. Search for Board Pixel Jam. Board Pixel Jam 8. I have different branches, dev branch. Apparently I didn't use the dev branch. My dog really wants out now. And let's look at the pixel art I made here. 1 second. Let my dog get out of the room. Here you go. Acrobat. there's a Acrobat Hulk. Here's the Hulk, so you can turn into a Hulk-like creature if your strength is high enough. And then you can also turn into a telepath. That was the other one. So those are the 3 different heroes you can get. One comment I got a lot on this one was that the pixel sizes were all different, but these were the 3 different things you could turn into. So I had a lot of fun. So talking about trying to make, what got me off on the topic was, this is a game I had a lot of fun making, but no one can figure it out. It's too hard to figure out. So trying to find a balance on Game Jam games specifically, because you don't have time to edit them afterwards, is making it as easy as possible. So this game here that I'm making, I want it to be as easy as possible, especially in the beginning. You do notice that thing. It is really weird because there's several different pixel scales in it. It's not just that there's 1 or 2. I think I had 8x8s, I had 16x16 and 32x32. So like when they're next to each other, it does look a little weird. It absolutely is nitpicky. Has nothing to do with gameplay, it has to do with the visuals on it. All right, so yeah, I want to make this room easy. They do. It's there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a thing to keep in mind. Someone mentioned it did look a little bit odd. All right, so we have these platforms like this. They go up and down. You got to time it a little bit better to be able to make that jump. There we go. All right, so now we know this. The next thing I want to do is in this next room, the idea here was that you get back to the first room you're in, so that this is like the first level, first series of puzzles. You're learning about jumping. I want to create a thing in this room that will make it so you move faster, so you can make longer jumps. Or there will be something in this room that you can't jump over, perhaps, to make it to the next section. I want to have something in here that says, hey, there's an ability I need to continue to get out of this area that I don't have when I start. And I was thinking of making it so that you jump higher. Give the character a little bit of a higher jump and a longer jump time so that they can make a distance of 2. A distance of 2. And so I'm not entirely sure where to put it in this room, how to do it, but I was thinking there would be something in this room that would make it so that you get back. I'm thinking maybe just putting a big hole, or maybe you jump higher, maybe putting a wall here, putting a wall up here that you have to jump onto. But when you get to this last room, you're gonna get coffee poured in you, and the coffee is gonna give you extra speed and a higher jump. Extra speed and a higher jump, and then you'll be able to get to like a next section like this. So the idea is you're gonna fall through the ground, go to the next section of the game, and that's how the game will proceed. You have a series of puzzles, and you'll fall, get to the next area, and we'll see how many puzzles we can come up with before the end of the jam. You have 2 itch accounts. I have 2 itch accounts too. We can. That's how cool we are. We both have 2 itch accounts. Okay, so I want to make it so in this first room there is a button that we cannot reach. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it so there's a button that we cannot reach in this first room. And there will be a door here that will open when we press that button. And we have to complete this series of rooms. So let's put a button in this last room, in room 4. We're gonna add a button that will open up this door. All right, so come to room 4. I'm gonna copy our button from room 3. Gonna add it to room 4, like that. And we'll move this button over here. Or maybe we even make a little thing, rather than having this come down on the ground, we can create a little tile thing that you jump up onto and press a button, it'll open up. So this room can be this like kind of a cool looking room, perhaps. Let's duplicate this, move it up. I can't grab that face, which is a little bit annoying. How are these all connected? I might just need to recreate this. And then add the tiling to it. How was this extruded? I'm trying to understand how I have all these connected together. Stop doing that, please. That's interesting. Let me just create a new, delete this. We'll create a new, we'll just add the tiling to it, and then we'll have to resync it. So I want to create this thing. It's going to be like that. And then, oh, I did a plane. I meant to do a cube. I have it come up and out. So I want to add in a cube here. It'll be on top. And then we'll add in tiling texture to it. So coming to our materials, we have our checker tiles like that. Notice that they're reversed. There's like a couple different ways I could deal with this. The way I've been dealing with it is to just resize it the way I want so the pattern looks good. I could modify the UV as the other option, or one of the other options. So now we have that. It looks a little weird still. That's okay. Yeah, that seems okay. It's actually not matching how I've done it in other rooms, but that's all right. So we have this button here. And we'll put that button on the floor. We're gonna make this button have a different color. We could have it be green. I'm gonna make it, I don't know what it calls, red tiles there. Let's give it a different material. For our tiles, let's add a red tile material. Oh, we already have a red tile material. Let's create another color. What color do we want? We're gonna attach it here and to this door, and then we'll adjust that color so that players know that that door is the door. Hang on, something weird. Okay, so it did attach there. Green. Why can I edit this door? This is a, it's not showing on the other side because of transparency, I think. In room 1, I need to be able to add it to this as well. So these all have the same material. And then let's disable being able to modify room 1. Now I should be able to adjust this color. Let's go with an orange maybe. Orange feels pretty good. And then what I want to do is when we actually press this button, we need to add in a door controller here. Door controller. And then it is actually associated with room 1's door 1, I believe. No, apparently it's door 2. This door. Okay. So this needs to be connected to this door here. Oh, we need to add a door controller to that as well. Door controller. It is connected to, should potentially consider some renaming. Why does this room not have, it's the right room. I'm in the wrong room. Room 4. Make it so we can't touch the basement. It is this door. Open up this in properties. So I have a set, if you right click properties, you get a second window you can work with. And then we go to our first door here. I'm gonna right click properties on that as well. And these are the 2 doors I want to be able to connect with each other. So The door in that room is going to be connected here. This is our other door. And then the door in the first room is actually connected to this transparent door. Like here, we're going to connect that. And lastly, I need to connect my button up and say, given a door, which is our transparent door, we're going to connect that here. We're going to do our door open to that. We need to come up with a transparent material here. We'll call this orange. You're going to see why in just a moment. When I come around to this room, interesting that that is in the wrong room here. We need to connect this in, which room is this in? Where is the parent of this object? There it is. I need to move this into room 4. So now it doesn't toggle on. So we have an orange door. There's no orange button. We see a red button. We press the red button. Player comes in here. We see that we have to sort of platform our way up to get here. We see this up here. I need to add that green color to that door as well. Platform our way up to open the door. There's an orange. You see how this is not, has no opacity, or the opacity is full. It's not see-through. Make sure I can climb on these. That is not set to the correct ground. Ground here. Let's move our player just to test it a little bit easier. I'm going to move my player into this. Hang on, this should be off here. Take our player, we're going to start them in this room just so I can test that again more easily. There we go. Full Dev, welcome to the stream. Hope you've been having a beautiful day. Click that, open this door. Make sure we can come through. Back to the first area. There we go. Yeah, we're learning 3D modeling for this game jam. Or I've been learning 3D modeling for the game jam. I want to change this room a little bit. I want to put this button up on top, and I want to make this like a little pyramid that we're going to climb up onto. So I'm going to move. What's interesting is that is appearing inside. I don't want that. We can do some micro adjustments, get it moved down a little bit there. I want to change the size of this area. I'm gonna make this room smaller. It's gonna be maybe a challenge to move this over. So what I want to do is I want to delete these faces. I want to delete this section of it and have it be smaller, something like that. I'm seeing where my I'm wondering if I can delete a large chunk of this. How many days do you have left? Wednesday around, we have like 4 days left. Something like 4 days. Let's go check it out. Learn you a game jam. About 4 days. Good question. It's interesting that seems to be... All right, we're just gonna do this again. We'll delete this whole object. I'm gonna draw a new one in. So I'm struggling to resize this. This one's not as bad. See how it's like not connected? I don't understand how I have these things connected. I want to delete like this chunk of the object. I'm just gonna delete this cube here, this floor. I'm gonna add in a new floor. I wanna resize my room is essentially what I wanna do. But let's go ahead and duplicate this. We're gonna move it down. I wanna make a pyramid looking thing. And so we'll resize this, pull that out, pull that out, pull this out. We'll pull this out here. And then we're gonna move this, we'll duplicate it one more time, move it down, and then we'll make this one bigger again. So increase it here. So you have this pyramid we're gonna climb up to. It's like this epic button at the top. Not so epic button is what I should say. Suppose I should start tune? Hugh, if you want to participate, it's not too late, but you're cutting it close. You do have a weekend left, and then some. Yeah. I'd love to see you make something, but no pressure. That's a short amount of time. So we'll shrink down this room. We also need to, in our room collider, let's have the room collider resize to capture this. All right, let's, there we go. Make sure our room feels all right. We can run around here. Yeah. So we're gonna come up here, we hit this button, it opens up. I do wanna add in a coffee cup, essentially a coffee dispenser here. We wanna give our player in this room is gonna have a dispenser for coffee. And maybe we put that up, oh, you know what? Maybe we put that up here and then we have our button elevated. And then now that we would have the coffee, the ability in us, we could actually reach something that's a little bit higher. That's an idea. Okay, so the player can't reach the button. Okay, so redesign again. So the player will not be able to reach the button. Oops. All right, so back here in the corner, let's make this tower. He's not snapping, are we not? Hang on, something weird. Let's reset our Y. Why are we snapping so weird in the Y direction? Is the parent? No. We are snapping very strangely in the Y direction. There we go. Somehow I changed the snap there. That's okay. All right, so we have that. It still is snapping weird. It's doing 0.5, but it's going by 0.25 for some reason. I don't quite understand why we're snapping that way. We're gonna put this button up here. We're gonna have the button be up here. And then there's gonna be a platform that we can get to, but we won't be able to make that jump. And so in the center of this room will be some coffee that we can get. All right, so the idea is that we'll have this jump and it's too high to make. All right, so we'll have this and we can't make that jump. And when we get our coffee, we will be able to make the jump. All right, so in the center of this room, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want here. So we'll have this, put that back up at the top. We'll move these over like that. And so I have this little platform you can climb up onto. Everything feels slightly... Why is this? There we go. Interesting. We'll get the colors sorted out here. We'll get the color sorted out. I kind of want to make this sunken into the center of the room as well, instead of up like this. So I think I really want to add another one that's a little bit below it here. We got to wrap up too. My dogs need a walk. Let's change this side. We're gonna do this. Let's, we gotta do some better extrusions, hang on. So we do need to do an extrusion. Is it shift or control? Must be shift. Yes, okay. We're gonna extrude that out. Oops. Extrude this out. We will extrude this out. And then we will extrude that one more time, like that. Okay. So in the center, this room's gonna have a little area in it. We're gonna put the coffee dispenser here in the middle for the player. So we have this sort of platform around the outside. You come in, you can hop up here. You can't make this jump. We gotta fix that bug. We gotta fix that bug. It's calling exit room because I'm so high. I'm like technically leaving the bounds of this room. So we gotta do something about that. But this is the puzzle that I want. I suppose I could sink everything in. I can move everything down when we enter this room. That's funny. I've had this happen a few times as I'm exiting the room. I can't make this jump, but we're gonna get ourselves, there's gonna be a coffee added into us somewhere in here. Maybe it's over here, maybe it's on the wall. Something that it's gonna dispense coffee into us, give us the ability to jump further, and then be able to proceed to the next section, the second level. So that's the idea. I do have to wrap up for today, sadly. We will be hanging out on, I will be hanging out on Discord this afternoon, working on this game, answering any questions people might, if you're struggling with your game or anything like that, feel free to hop onto the Discord. But I gotta wrap up here. We're gonna find someone to raid off to, because my dogs need me. My dogs need Anti-Jacob. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's a pleasure to have you joining us. Let's see who we have. Open to suggestions. Let's see if anyone's doing Learn You a Game Jam. We have anyone doing, oh, we're gonna raid Too Much Tomato. Too Much Tomato is doing Learn You a Game Jam. Jump over the wall, not go for the door slam. Genius idea there. All right, we're gonna raid Too Much Tomato, who's doing the game jam right now. Too Much Tomato does co-working streams. So right now it's doing a working portion of the stream. But yeah, working on the game for you learn your game down. So let's get a raid over to Too Much Tomato. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I will be back on the Discord this afternoon. Join the Discord. I will be back tomorrow morning for some more game jam fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. We will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.